What's up everyone, Rez here with the biggest Fishtank.Live update that you would have never guessed. I was able to get an exclusive interview with the one and only Lance. That's right folks, your favorite clone experiment, your pilled up hair cake eating mad lad, was able to give me some of his time to tell us all of the things that we've been wondering about him, Fishtank.Live, and oh so much more. Let's get right into it. Alright, video call with Lance, here we go. Hey, what's going on, Lance?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, here, loud and clear, loud and clear.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, apologize for the time difference, man. It's
always, yeah, no worries at all.
I was like, oh no.
Hey, you know what though? Okay. We're working on that fish tank grind. We're working spur of the moment, you know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Exactly.
So would you rather go by Tyson or Lance? Just wondering.
You could call me you could call me Lance. It's fair. I feel like it's my second name now. Like after the show, everyone around me has called me Lance. So
hell yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. That's cool that you grew into it though. You're a fucking champ, by the way. I don't see how you do that. Drinks at 9 a.m., man. You're a fucking champ. Holy shit.
Nah, it's Gordon's orange gin and lemonade. I've decided to go off the beer a little bit.
Okay. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. But hey, man, I guess we'll go ahead and just get right into it. You know, hey, thank you so much for being here, Lance. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you for giving me your time. How you doing today?
Pretty good, pretty chilled. Already drinking at 9 a.m. in the morning, so it's a good start.
Hell yeah.
Gotta love that.
That's what you gotta do, man. That's how you gotta get ready. You fucking Aussies don't play around. Like we said, we're fans of cold ones, so we know they don't play. From dusk till dawn, right?
Definitely.
I'm Rez, man. It's really great to meet you. I'm a huge fan. Been a fan since the first time that you stepped in the fish tank house. It's really nice to meet you.
No, it's good. It's good. Thanks for having me on. It's gonna be a nice chilled interview. Can't wait.
Yeah, man. It's just gonna be us hanging out, just the boys shooting the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. So if you gotta take some Lance pills, some Vance pills, maybe want to take one or the other, take both at the same time, hey, we'll go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Started off with a little bit of a let's go. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we gotta do, you know?
Let's go!
Fuck yeah. Now here's my Australian one. Let's go! Fuck yeah. What's it like, man? So what do you do in Australia for fun? Like, what's it like being an Aussie man? Tell me your day to day.
So I mostly do like YouTube. That's like my biggest hobby. But say like I say on weekends, so it's like leisure time, I do a lot of fishing. Really love fishing. Yeah, we've got a lot of like rock fishing places up north in Australia. I love doing that.
Oh fuck yeah.
A little bit different. You're kind of like hanging off a cliff kind of thing and pulling up the fish. That's really fun. Do a lot of like hiking and that. A lot of outdoor stuff. I touch the grass. You can touch the grass.
Lumberjack Lance, I like it. I like that. Like, you being an outdoors guy, was visiting America like really different? Was there like a lot more trees and wilderness for you to enjoy? Although I'm sure, like, did you even get to enjoy it really, or was it just for the show?
I didn't do much travel, It was more of like I kind of went in. I literally did go in 2 hours after my flight. Like, Jet picked me up from the airport and then was just like, all right, man, you want to go into the fish tank today? And I was just like, kind of humming and hawing, and then I was just like, I think I would be more in character. But yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of like traveling around. I'm just really glad they had the camping challenge when I got there, because it was kind of like, oh, I can vibe with this. This is nice.
Okay, so that's like a nice way to lube you in there.
Yeah, I was like, at first I was just like, oh man, I don't want to be stuck in the camping challenge. But like after a while, I was just like, you know, this is cool. This is kind of like at home.
You got picked
right
up
at home.
See, that's good. You felt right at home, and you were picked up by Jet. You were picked up by the producer. So unlike Simon, you didn't have to take an hour-long Uber drive all the way over there. That was good.
Oh man, that would have been a nightmare, Like taking a whole.
Oh my gosh.
Like the second time I came back, like the second, I think it was like the last day I was there, I ended up taking a taxi drive from the train station all the way to the house, and the taxi driver was just absolutely flooring it. And I was like Simon said, they have a police outside all the time. And I said to him, I'm just telling you now, man, you gotta like slow down a little bit. There's police at this house, and we're going through like a nice neighborhood and everything. It's just like, nah, there's no police here. And when we got to the house, it's like, oh shit. He like skidded a little bit. He's like, oh Oh damn!
Let me drop you off at the corner over here. Here, you go ahead and walk out, man. Here's your bags.
But instantly when he dropped me off, he's just like, so what's going on there? Like, why is there police?
Oh man,
like,
what did you think?
I was like, you don't want to know.
Oh, like, did you think it, like, some shit went down, or did you even know that it was the security?
I knew they got squatted, but I was kind of thinking like, because before I got to the house, I was like looking. When Jet drove me to the house, I was just like, man, this is a nice neighborhood, like really nice neighborhood.
Could really have a family
and then
here.
And then I just turned to him and I was like, "Yous are evil fuckers, eh?" Like, because like they're doing all this shit, people are screaming.
Yeah.
They got the sound effects and that, but when you're on the outside of the house, you can't hear anything, so that's kind of cool.
That's surprising. So it was pretty damn soundproofed, huh?
Yeah. I thought the neighbors would have, like, I don't know, maybe they do hate.
I thought maybe that it was just in the middle of nowhere or something like that, because like the pictures afterwards, seeing that it was in a neighborhood, an actual like suburb, and someone on Reddit even posted, I think it was like a neighbor posting a picture of the house saying, glad, like, love the show, but glad you guys are gone because there's kids here. And I was like, fuck. Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a very like clean cut family kind of neighborhood. So when we actually got to the house, before we got to the house, I was like giving him my ideas. I was just like, I've got a really cool way of getting me taken off the show. I reckon we should get like fake cops to like take me out and be like, oh, we need to deport him because like it's send him back to Australia. And that was my idea. And then when we got to the house, I was just like, maybe not have fake cops take me out because just in case.
So that was you. That was like, okay, how about we not do this? What made you second guess that one?
Because I was just like, there's a real cop outside that house. I was like, this is a bit nervous. I don't want him to like join in.
Yeah, it's like I'm already going on a recon mission in another fucking country right now. This is a little too much to take on. Let's ask the question. I need to ask this. That's on everybody's mind. It's been on my mind too, because I've actually seen your Twitter for quite a while, and from the very start, how did you get on this show? How did you become Lance? How did you end up from posting? I saw just a random picture that you had posted of you looking like Vance, and it went from that picture to you being on the fish tank. How did that happen? Please tell us.
That's wild, eh? It's very wild. Yeah, that's pretty much from the start. But before that, I was, I was just coming off my last video, the Creator Clash 2 video essay. I worked on it for like a good 2 months. Like I was like, yeah, okay, I want to start I want to do something new. And one of my fans asked me if I could do a video on Sam Hyde. And I was like, I don't know too much about Sam Hyde, but I'll give it a shot. So I was doing that, but then I really wanted to do a video essay on Rusty Cage. So ended up started working on that one instead. And when Rusty shared a link to Fishtank, I was like, oh, I'll check it out. Like that seems, it seems like a cool gimmick because like I was like, it looks like Big Brother.
Yeah. In
a way, like a real scuff version of Big Brother. So I started watching it, but it's weird. I wasn't invested in the show as much as you would think I would be. So I stopped watching it for a bit. Yeah, I stopped watching it for a bit, and then I ended up when I hopped onto YouTube, I was like, okay, I'll give it a watch because I'm addicted to YouTube. Like I can't live without it. Like,
hey, who isn't nowadays? It's on all our phones. We have no choice. We have to be.
I mean, if you're watching this interview, you're definitely addicted to internet.
Hell yeah! Like and subscribe to both our channels because we're both obviously doing YouTube. You're watching. Go ahead and do it. Yeah.
Definitely. I was when I was watching, I was just kind of sitting on the couch, and when I was sitting on the couch, it was kind of like this. So I was
good old Vance position.
And as I did it, I was like kind of staring at Vance, and I was like, this kind of looks like me, doesn't he? He kind of looks like me. And then I was like, said to my partner, I'm like, come have a look at this. Come have a look at this. Doesn't this guy look like me? And she's just like, that I would be convinced that was you. Like, and it was pretty cool. So
she's about to have some questions.
I ended up, yeah.
Where you been?
And then, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a video on Fish Tank. So I stayed up that I think it was a few nights later, I stayed up and I started doing like my script, and I was like, oh, this is coming up really good. And I think that's when I started to get into it. When I do a video essay, I get into the mindset. I can't like stop thinking about what I could do in that video and stuff. So
you immerse yourself. You Johnny Depp yourself into your project.
Yeah. So I already knew. I was like, all right, I'm getting into character. So like, I was like, all right, I'm going to like not only dress up like Vance for this video, I'm going to present it like Vance as well. And then I was just like, I'll see if this goes well with the fans that I already have on Twitter. And I think I had like probably like 200 followers at the time. I was just like, what do you guys think? I was just like, this guy has an uncanny resemblance to me. It's good to be in the show without being in the show. I think that was the tweet. And then I just went to bed. That was like at 2 o'clock in the morning. And when I woke up, I was just like, what? Like,
shit popped off.
I've never had, shit popped off. I've never had anything like that pop off. A couple of videos, but like that was phenomenal. And then people just started tagging in Jet and MDE crew as well. Like, it was like a whole lot of people I'd never heard of before.
Oh, okay.
And then
so you weren't even familiar with MDE or any of them?
Nothing. Man.
Wow.
Like I knew who Sam Hyde was. Like obviously, like anyone that's a big fan of like Cancer Crew kind of knows who Sam Hyde is because through like iDubbbz saga and stuff like that. But like I'm pretty sure it was later in that day. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. So when I woke up, it was 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was just starting my job, delivery driving, by the way, like same as Vance. So,
oh man, that's funny because Simon said, or Ty said, he also delivered food as well.
Yeah, they just got all Uber drivers, I reckon, for the.
Oh man. What if they just had everybody just meet at the same location and we're just like, all right, you're hired.
Pretty much. It's just like they were dropping off their food and they're just like, do you want to go into the house for a second? But yeah, it was like 9 o'clock. So it was like, I'm pretty sure it was only a couple hours after I did that tweet. Jet was like onto it. Yeah, and that's what I respect about. That's what I really respect about Jet. I feel like he never snoozes on an opportunity.
I mean, obviously he never fucking sleeps. He was in the basement the whole time watching you all.
Oh yeah,
he was watching y'all sleep.
And that's no joke. That was no joke. Like I hope he gets a bit of rest now because like, man, like for the past week, like I've just been trying to grind and get out my videos.
Yeah,
and that's exhausting in itself. But running an entire show, like that goes 24/7 hours. Oh.
I'm saying, so he hit you up while you were asleep, is what you're saying. So like you woke up to. Oh, okay.
So I woke up to like the Twitter posts and stuff, and everyone was like tagging in Jet and all that. And then I think he contacted me like literally after someone tagged him in and said like, oh, you should get this guy on the show. And I was just like joking around at the time. I was just like, I mean, I will come over to America to like come and be in this show.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of like fumbling the idea. You know how it is.
Right. Like you didn't expect anything to even come of it. So it was just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll have superpowers. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. Like not gonna happen.
Yeah. It's just like, I would do it. It's just like not expecting anything. But yeah, when he actually called me, I was just kind of like, oh shit, this is actually happening. I was a nervous wreck when he called me, and I was driving at the time as well. Yeah. So he was just like, oh, what are you like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I do delivery driving as a job. And I feel like that's when he was like, hell yeah, we found Vance's doppelganger. Like,
really? What makes you think that's what triggered the like, all right, this is the man?
It's just the way he reacted. He was just like, oh, Vance is a delivery driver as well. He was like, oh, I wonder what other similarities I had. So I like took off my glasses and I kind of like showed my head around and stuff like that, and he was just like, he was kind of vibing it. I never thought this was going to happen, just purely because I live in Australia. Yeah, the fact he was just like a short call and then was just like,
yeah, like was it a big hassle? Like did you have to get everything like passport and all that together and all that? So was it like a crazy situation, or was it just like, hey, next thing you know, next day you're on a plane?
Yeah, it wasn't I wish it was that easy. Just next day I was on the plane. The good thing I was like about like the work I do is like it's on call kind of thing, so they just call me up and ask me if I want to work. It's quite consistently, but I can literally drop anything anytime, drop it for anything I like to do stuff. I don't know.
That's perfect for a YouTuber, it seems.
Yeah, because the last like 3 years, like say when COVID first hit, I was just like, I kind of want to do like contracting jobs because I really liked the flow of like starting to do YouTube and stuff like that. And it wasn't like I was taking YouTube serious. It was just like I just liked that kind of like a bit more relaxing instead of being like I wake up, work, go to sleep.
Yeah, you felt purpose. It made you feel alive. You had more reason to fill your hours with things you were passionate about.
Exactly. Like, yeah, you can't just work your whole life. You gotta like live it.
So was COVID a good time for you and YouTube as well? Like, was that like, is that when things started popping off?
Yeah, it was just kind of like a trial and error kind of thing because I was just like, all right, I want to start doing something that I really love doing. So I ended up quitting the job I had and I was like started to do a lot of contract work like laboring and that, and then I ended up getting this delivery driving gig, so that was really cool. But
yeah, you were able to squeeze both lives together.
Yeah, it was like nothing's really popped off for me on YouTube. Like I haven't gone into the millions, but like it's just been a really nice I'm really hoping. I think the day I get to 1 million, it's like I really am gonna love it. But yeah, for now I just really appreciate just the hobby aspect of it, you know, like just like the grind. I had a bit of like before YouTube I had to do something about the way I talked and my reading and writing and stuff like that.
What do you mean by that?
Like I really wanted to like improve like the way I talk because I'm a little bit dyslexic. Sometimes I talk in jumbles. Like
I have severe ADD and ADHD, and I'm sure you could tell by my Simon interview. It's fucking obvious, and all my other crazy interviews and my editing style and shit, and our insomnia. I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah, so you can agree with this. YouTube's a really good way of like learning and like kind of like proceeding with that in like a really fun way.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And
may I say your editing style is fucking awesome. I like you had a small clip on Twitter that I checked out, and I was just like, whoa. You were like pouring the shit on your head, had the song going and everything, getting rowdy, had your glasses and stuff. I was like, this guy's on a fucking nether level. Holy shit. You actually kind of, I was like, man, I need to step my fucking game up. Like, you're really good, man. And you have great presentation. I really enjoy your, even look at your background right now. Die, is that like your thing? Is that your signature thing?
Yeah, I really, as much as I love the Lance character, I really want to bring my own brand out of tie-dye, and I obviously like I really like my tie-dye shirts and like just like the kind of psychedelic feel and that.
Did you see this opportunity as going on to Fish Tank when he hit you up and contacted you and was like, hey, so you want to do this? And next thing you know, you're on the plane. Did you see all of this as like a phenomenal opportunity to up your acting game and to enhance your skills that you were trying to bring onto your YouTube?
Yeah, man, definitely. I was definitely like looking at this as a opportunity to grow my YouTube channel more than anything. And also I just wanted, like, after doing YouTube for 3 years, I was like, I want something notable. Like I want something to be like, to show people and be like, hey, this is what came out of this YouTube channel. You know, it wasn't a complete waste of time. And it definitely wasn't. Like it was like
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I was so going into it, I was just like, I need to do this. I really do need to do this. And to like answer that question fucking 10 years ago that I kind of went on a tangent.
No, like, that's why we're here, brother. Like, hey, we are, okay, you may be Vance's clone, but when it comes to our ADD and our ADHD-ness, we are one. We are fusion. Ha! Let's go!
Let's go!
Fuck yeah, go on as many tangents as you want. We're just fucking hanging, man. You see this red room? You're just chilling in my bat cave, brother. That's why I love cold ones. We're here to just have a good fucking time, bro. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Yeah, it's a cold one.
Hey, yeah, it's a cold ones. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My boys, your acting skills and everything were like phenomenal. Like the way you portrayed Vance and everything, was it difficult to mimic Vance like step by step, move by move? Was it kind of like, that seems to me like if I was gonna copy someone's every move, after a while that seems mentally draining. Was that a little difficult, or did you like get in the swing of it like, all right, we got this? How was it becoming one with Vance in the house?
I was very determined for the first day to just copy him, follow him around. Just got off the plane after like a 30-hour flight, so I was just like, I might be more in character when I actually get into the house, because he's a quite quiet dude, you know. He's kind of like he's that type of dude.
Very stoic.
He's that type of guy. Yeah, stoic.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I was like,
nice.
I feel like if I pretty much. And, I was just like, yeah, exactly. Like I had 3 words to copy, and I was like, I was not gonna break that. I broke it a little bit when Letty made the eggs because I was just like, yeah, use that grease pan. And
yeah.
I think I couldn't have done it with a better person because I think Vance like knew like after a while that I was just gonna copy everything. So he was purposely like laying on the ground, like doing little things, like just moving his shirt down and stuff so I could do the shirt down. Like there's so many iconic moments.
So we started going with it. Did you feel any resistance at first, and did that fuck with your anxiety any kinda, like knowing I'm in here to copy this dude, it's probably gonna fuck with him a bit?
The only anxiety I had was right at the beginning when Simon was coming through the hallway and he went down the stairs. I don't know if you've seen the clip. He kind of goes down the stairs and then he like kind of looks back and he's like, Vance? And then he's like goes down to the kitchen and then he comes back up and he's kind of like, that was very anxiety. I was just like, oh shit, I'm caught out. I was like, oh damn, I feel like an imposter.
You saw his Metal Gear Solid exclamation mark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
I was
fuck.
just like, oh damn. And Simon's a very unique looking character as well. So when he looked at me, I was kind of looking at him like, bro, that hair, the Crypt Keeper hair had me in a trance. I was just like,
It's crazy because like when you look at him, you don't know what to expect, but when you get to know him, you're like, holy fuck, this is like my new best friend. Like, what, this guy's so fucking cool. Like he's like,
yeah,
definitely a guy you'd want at your party.
That's what I was gonna get to. Is just like, so it was like, it was very hard copying Vance, and on the first day, and I was just like, yeah, I think the second day I need to turn it up. But I knew as soon as I saw Simon, he was so like he had his eyes locked on me, and I felt like, oh awesome, this is another person I can kind of like interact with. Yeah, troll out. So when they were doing like the interviews or something, he was like prepping them up, and I went and sat next to Vance and I was joining in on the conversation. It was so fun, like just like mimicking Vance at the same time while Simon's like talking to us, and I felt like Simon was just getting super annoyed at my like
that nobody was saying anything about it.
No.
Was it easier for you when Vance started kind of easing into it, giving you those like little signals and cues to follow up on? Was it like, okay, he's latched on, got him?
Yeah, I think Vance like caught on straight away. He was just like, all right, cool, I guess this guy is here now, might as well make some content. And yeah, he eased into it as well. He was just like, all right, let's just start off with like simple mimicking kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like laying back and that. So it was nice and chilled, but at the same time, towards the end of the night, I was just like, man, I am like done. And that's why I went to bed. But since I've been out of the tank, a lot of people said when I went to bed, it was the most iconic moment of when Vance is over me and he's just like, you think you're so special. You think you're so smart. And then he fucks off out of the room, and then I go follow him, and then he jumps into the bed, and then I walk over and I'm like, you think you're so special. You think you're so smart. And it's just so good. And then he gets out of the room and he comes back, and I'm like actually passed out because I'm like dead at this point. And and then he comes back in and he's just like, he does it again, and then I kind of get up. I was fucking out of it at this point, but I was like, I got to do something. So I like,
yeah,
I cut out.
Yeah,
kind of like
the stance.
Undertaker kind of thing. It was amazing, but after that I was completely out of it. And I think Letty came in later in the night and she's like, do you want me to wake you up later and that? And I was just like, oh, yeah. And then I just like went back to bed. I was done.
So it was pretty fucking energy draining right there. You had to share your key. You had to share your inner chi with Vance right there.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to make the most of it though. I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be there for that long. Like I think like it was originally just going to be 3 days, and that's kind of when.
Oh, so that was your set plan, or were you for any reason on a limited amount of time?
I'll be honest, I just didn't think it was going to go as well as we expected. I thought it was going to bomb.
Were you worried about reaction?
Yeah, I was just a bit worried that I wasn't going to I wasn't going to do as well as they were expecting.
Lance.
But the good thing about the good thing about Jet, I think he likes that. He likes the awkwardness. He likes the like cringy stuff because that's the thing. A lot of it was awkward and a lot of it was really cringy. I mean, I'm 28 years old and I'm running around the house with a Nerf gun, trying to acting scared of a water gun.
Hey, I'm 30 years old and I watched you, even on a fucking vacation we took for a week, on a tablet, watched y'all with Nerf guns having these wars, and now here we are.
Yeah. But I was so nervous of it not going well. I made a promise to myself. Yeah, I didn't want to look at Twitter or any social media stuff the whole time. Jet and that just kept telling me, "You're killing it, man.
Yeah,
you're killing it. You're doing a great job, dude." And it was just like, at the time, I was just like, looking back on it now, I really wish that I looked at Twitter because I was blown away how many people was just like, hell yeah, like go Lance, I'm Lance pilled.
Fuck yeah.
And definitely after like that second night when we got drunk and stuff and like the piece of shit challenge, the fan reception for that was fucking phenomenal. Like
oh yeah,
I was speechless when I actually left on the third day. I looked at my phone, I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, did you immediately have regrets like, fuck, let me get back on that plane?
Yeah. I was like, I was just like, holy fuck, I actually wanted to go back instantly, but the way they ripped me off, I was kind of like, it's probably a good way to get off the show. And a lot of people really want me back on for season 2, like for a very long period of time. The only problem I have with that is like, I don't know if it would be the same, like, because the longer you stay there, the more that's spread out kind of thing. I think I had the mindset of like, I got 3 days, let's cause havoc. Kind of thing.
So you wouldn't want to be in there for the full 42, getting like spiritually and mentally drained from everything. Like, you don't think you'd be up to be at Fish?
I mean, if you want to see an Australian go absolutely mentally insane, probably. Like,
I mean, they even covered up the windows on y'all, man. So I can only imagine. Like, fuck.
The coolest thing about that entire house is the TTS. It's so cool having that fan interaction. Even like the sound effects are pretty fun. Like the mariachi band. Like even Josie will agree to this. As soon as the mariachi band comes up, you're like.
And it always came up at like the most random fucking times too. But I swear, when it came up, my favorite time is when it came up when Letty was talking about her worst day ever, and they played the people laughing, and the little kid that's in the like the babyish little kid in the background who kind of does those last bit of laughs. I have that clipped up. It's not posted, but I have it recorded. It took Jet a minute and 30 seconds straight, so 90 seconds straight, until he even said, all right, that's enough, smiling his ass off, and didn't even say stop yet. It was like 2 minutes until he said stop. That was fucking awesome.
I did hit him up about that when he came pick me up. I was just like, that was fucking genius. And he was just like lost at laughing in his car. It was like, it was fucking gold, wasn't it?
Oh man.
Yeah.
So the whole thing about, is that the bottom line reason why you left? The anxiety of like, am I doing a good job or a bad job or not? Or like the fan reception? Why is it that you thought that you were did you think that you were doing a bad job or something? Or was it just mental drainage where you were like, you know what, I'm just kind of tapped out right now?
I think I think looking back on it, I probably should have looked at Twitter and like just seeing what the fans were saying and that. But at the same time, it's just like, I wouldn't change. Like there's nothing I would change about what I've done in the Fishtank.Live for the time I was in there. But it was just kind of like a set thing. I was only there like in America as a whole. I think it was like 9 days, I would like to say 9 days. So between that time when I left, I went to New York and I was having a bit of fun there.
Oh, fuck yeah. What'd you do?
Yeah.
Anything you can talk about? It's okay. No cops.
Yeah. Because in Australia, we don't have any edibles at all. So, and they've got like the, the marijuana deposits. Like
dispensaries and shit.
Dispensaries.
Oh yeah, you got gummies and brownies and all that shit, boy.
Yeah. So I went in there and I was just like, hey man, like I'm from Australia, I don't know really what to buy, but I would love to try an edible. And he was just like, oh yeah man, here's some gummies for you. And I was just like, oh cool. Yeah. And I was in like Times Square. Yeah, it was good. So I had it when I was at my hotel. And then I was like, okay, I'll go to Times Square. I want to go check out Times Square. And I was just like, I think this is the right place to go when I'm here.
These lights and colors.
Oh man, I did not know how potent it was gonna be. It was I wouldn't say a world of pain. It was very fun.
You were seeing sounds and hearing colors.
pretty much. But I could not I really enjoyed New York. It was like I couldn't believe like say Central Park's unreal. It's an actual park and inside that city is like fucking awesome. So I went there as well, and I kind of felt like I was like a real hippie because I was running around with my camera trying to find squirrels because we don't have squirrels in Australia, and I was just like, oh squirrel, oh it's a squirrel, and this family was like looking at me watching me film the squirrel, and I was like turned to them, I'm like, look guys, squirrels, and they're just like, they're like, what the fuck, and I'm like out of it as well, like I'm like got these big bags from like the edibles, and I was just like, you squirrels, man. You see this shit, dude? You see this shit, man? Squirrels, they're climbing and stuff, man. I had a fucking blast in New York, and then I was like,
man, fuck yeah.
I was kind of like just constantly on my phone as well, like going like, holy shit, like everyone's like, bring Lance back. One of the greatest things.
I was one of those people. Bring Lance back, fuck yeah. What brought you back there? What brought you back to the fish tank, and how did that come about, and how did that go with Jet?
Yeah, so I had my few days in New York, and then I was just like, all right, I can either spend a night in Boston before I fly out, or I could ask if I can go back onto the show. So I was looking at the fan reception, and
nice.
One of the things that kept getting sent to me that I thought absolutely hilarious, because the very last night that I was on the fish tank before I returned, I was with Letty and Vance, and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to drop the character a little bit and really connect with them. And so they think they got this friend in the fish tank. They've got this nice chilled Australian friend they can chill with. And Letty and Vance are the ones that I interacted with the most. So I was like, I'm gonna drop the character a little bit, try and be as friendly as possible. And then the next day, I left.
Ripped it all away.
Ripped it all away. So, and I was always wondering, I wonder if that's going to pay off. And it did.
Hell yeah.
When I was in New York, I got shitload of amount of videos clipped of Vance just sitting in his room, silent, kind of like looking really upset.
Honestly, man, you brought him alive. You brought Vance alive. Yeah. Like I was watching that show, and because let me backtrack a little bit. When you left originally, whose idea was that to trick the whole Lance is joining MDE? And how did you feel knowing that Vance was gonna die a little inside, seeing the better half of himself, the better version of himself accomplish his dreams?
Like I said, like I had my ideas to leave the show, but they kind of diminished quite quickly when I realized there was a cop outside the house. Yeah. So Sam and Jet had this idea of like making me join MDE, and because I wasn't familiar with MDE, they found that even funnier, that it would be like because Vance is a pretty big fan of it.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like, it would be really funny if you just act like you don't even know what it is. You just go, yeah,
I guess.
I can do that. And then the best part about it is Sam's just like, yeah, it's a YouTube channel. It's no big deal. I'll fill you in once you get there. It's like making it not like a big thing at all.
Yeah, like just some kind of backroom shit.
Yeah, so that was all them, but like they would just like really like downplay it. Just be like, just say, yeah. The best thing was like, I think it was Fatty. He was just like, don't you have anything more to say about that? And I'm like, nah.
Man, did it fuck with you fucking with Vance at all? Because like you guys seem to get like pretty tight. Did you actually like, do you fuck with Vance pretty hard? Like, did you actually end up becoming boys with him, or was it just more of like a while we're in the fish tank house kind of thing?
I think I just really wanted to fuck with him in the fish tank as much as possible. But like I do actually have a lot of respect for Vance. Like I think he's a really cool guy. I think I think if he puts in the work, he could probably, I reckon he could do really well, like getting into like a sketch comedy group or something like that. I know he has his own, but in the tank, I just wanted to terrorize him. I really wanted to make the most of it. One of the most all-time parts of being in the fish tank where I generally think he was legitimately pissed at me. And it made me laugh so much because we were painting Fatty. Like when Fatty came in, we were painting it, and they're just like, "Oh," Jet's like, "Oh, sorry guys, we don't have enough canvases. You and Lance and Vance are gonna share." And I was just like, "Okay." And I was just like, "You can paint, man. You can paint."
Yeah, it's all
and
you.
I was just like, "That was all you." And as soon as I said that, I was just like, "I know what I'm gonna do." So as soon as he finished painting it, I was just like, "Oh, can I have a look at that?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And I had a look at it, and I was like, "Oh, nice." And we started nodding, and he tried to take it back off me, and I'm like, so I just like kept the painting, and then when they came up to present it, I was the one to present it to the camera. And when I bring it back, I just like kind of gave it back to him.
He's like,
and he was just like kind of like really annoyed. And then after that, like
over a Fatty painting
was ended. What was that?
Over a Fatty painting though?
Yeah, over a Fatty painting. And then like after that small segment ended, he was on the side of the couch, but he legitimately looked like he was like fucking done with me. He's just like, "Get this fucking guy out of here."
Oh yeah.
And when I had to walk off because I just could not stop like smiling and laughing about it. I'm like, it's just those small things that would really annoy someone. Like the first day, I think he knows I was doing this. I really want to ask him, but we were laying on the ground and we were like doing the, like laying down and stuff.
Yeah, good old Vance position.
I was trying to copy his breathing patterns so I could hear him breathe, and I was just like, I'm gonna copy his breathing patterns to see if he notices. And I think he did notice, because it was like a minute later he kind of was like started like kind of did a small pant, and I did it at the same time, and then he just kind of like laughed a little bit. Like,
yeah, he's like, I see you. With Vance, you having to copy him and everything, like, and seeing that, was he really like, did you kind of think that he was gonna be at your throat for the rest of the time with the drum pads? Because when you threw out his, like, did you actually throw out his drum pads, or was it just like, oh hey, producers are like, give those to me real quick, we'll just make them think we threw those out?
Oh, that whole thing, I'm actually really glad Jet gave us the opportunity to do that, because I was at the start of the day, no one clipped this, but at the start of the day, I went into the confessional room and said, like, it was fun being a Vance. Like, I was kind of like, this was fun, but today I'm gonna wreak havoc. And I cannot find that clip anywhere. It would have been amazing, because I did. Jet gave us the all clear to me and Simon. A fucking light bulb went in my head. I was just like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. It's just like throw Josie's plushies down the stairs. I wanted to take one thing off everyone, and I never knew it was gonna instigate to it the way it was. But Vance's drum set, the funny thing about that, I was like trying to look around what I could like throw of his, and the guy didn't bring much, man. He really didn't bring much. I was like, I'm not gonna throw his like vitamin tablets and stuff.
That's probably why it was easy to copy his clothing.
Yeah, exactly. It was very easy to copy his clothing, like $50, easy as.
Oh man.
But I was like, I'm gonna take the drum set, because that's something he really loves.
Yeah.
So I wrapped it. I think the second time I threw stuff, because I wanted to throw all Josie's plushies out. By the way, Simon was all against this. He's like,
yeah, I saw that.
It's like he's like really like, he's a very lovable guy. Like, he's like, I don't want to do this, man. And I was just like, nah, man, fuck the water bottles off. Let's do this kind of thing.
Fuck yeah.
So when I realized
your little devil horns were growing right there.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, let's do this. This is the time to open up a little bit and have the liquid Lance kind of saga. So, and when I put the drum set into, I think it was like a blanket or sheet or whatever, I was like, all right, that's going to be really heavy. I won't throw it as hard as I've thrown everything down there. So when I threw it, I only threw it a little bit, but it's so heavy, man. It's like it's probably like 8 kilos. No, not 8 kilos. It's probably like around 5 kilos. So
I know those measurements.
Yeah.
I'm just
10 pounds. But when I threw it grabbed momentum and it hit the wall of the basement so fucking loud.
Oh,
like you can hear it on camera. Like when I was doing my video editing, I was just like, Jesus Christ. I'm amazed they did come up and went like, oh, just calm down a little bit kind of thing. But yeah, no, they were like, yeah, when I threw that, I was just like, I wonder if he's going to react to it, like to the drum set. Yeah. And he did. When we had like the big conversation.
And then Daniel's shoes, bro, he was so pissed. What was going through your head? I have to know, because it was funny as shit to hear Daniel, like everybody, he's all like pissed at Letty when you threw those, because you threw those shoes, right? And that motherfucker's like, I'm not gonna fucking fight him. He's big as fuck. He looks like a fucking Australian linebacker. It was like, and I died laughing at that shit, because I was like, oh man, he's so mad, but he's just like, it's like a little anime character. He was like, dickhead, fucking.
It couldn't. yeah, pretty much. Like he was just like, fuck.
Yeah, he didn't like confront you or say anything to you. He didn't even say like, bro, that was fucked up, man. What was going through your head? Because he was fucking going insane. Did you ever think that you went too far or that you were gonna get kicked off or anything? You were like, or were you just like, fuck it, I came all the way out here, go for broke?
I would tell you something that I'll get to it in a second, but I'll definitely let you know the turning point where I was just like, I don't give a fuck. And so when I put his shoes in, I was like, all right, he only just got these shoes yesterday. I'll put them in because I think that was like his because there was these other shoes right next to it, and I was just like, no, these ones, I'll do these ones because I think he would react to it.
Oh yeah.
So I put his shoes in, and like obviously me and Vance were doing the snake eater on a
oh yeah, I had that whole thing recorded. That guy, did you be real, man? Were you ever like, oh, this, like, did you ever ball up your fist, or was it just straight up like he didn't get to you at all? Like, because I would have been a little pissed, like, okay, man.
I think I've looked back on the footage, and I think we both knew we just had to make content because everyone else was downstairs just having, I don't know what they were doing. What was going on during that fucking snake eater thing? But me and him had a blast doing that. But when I was like, awesome. But when I was like, I was just like, it's kind of funny because it's just like Vance kind of me and Vance doing it. So when Letty got put into the room with me, I was just like, yay, finally they're like bringing someone in, like some more people in, because I was just doing it with Vance, and I was just like I would like to use the whole like fish tank kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think everyone was a bit over the camping challenge and shit like that.
Oh fuck yeah.
Point. So which is understandable. Like I mean, there were no showers.
I think us audience was too, because that was the longest fucking challenge. It dragged so much, but now we know why.
Yeah. Now we know
no
why,
plumbing.
because of the plumbing, which I didn't even know either. He didn't tell me that, which was kind of interesting. Like, yeah. So when Letty came in, I was just like, oh cool, I have a bit of interaction with her. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
And when I got towards the end, and Daniel, he was like, where's my fucking shoes, Letty? Where's my fucking shoes, man? Where are they, bro? And I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, like it was so random. And at first, I totally forgot that I threw his shoes down in the basement, because I was like, it seemed like hours ago.
Yeah.
But probably wasn't. It was probably, time flies in there. And I was like, what? And then Letty's like, I didn't take your fucking shoes. Like, what are you, like, I didn't do anything, like, kind of thing.
Typical Letty.
And then I realized, I was just like, oh, I know, I'm just gonna deny that I did it.
Fuck yeah. And you like, forgetting, you played it off well.
I like forgot at first, and I was like, oh, shoes. And then I was like, oh, your shoes.
Right, those fucking things.
And then like seeing the only clip I ever saw of Daniel when he was trapped in the room 2 with Letty, and he just like chimped out. He's just like, I don't want to be here with this bitch, kind of thing. And I was just like, he's gonna fucking do something fucked here. So in my head at the time, I had my finger on the lock because I was like, these doors are very easy to unlock. And I was like putting myself in front of Letty the whole time. And that's no joke.
Yeah.
Like I was generally like, obviously, like I think I could take a hit and take what Daniel was ever gonna bring if he got upset with me. But like, it was like more of like, I was really worried for Letty in that stance because I was just like, I don't know how much of this is an act.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I'm not like the biggest fan of people yelling at like people in general, but like women, you know. So I was very like a bit like all right, I'm on a high alert and that. But I was just like, the more we keep this going, I know he's gonna do something fucked.
Oh fuck!
I know he's gonna do it. So when he started throwing shit at the door, and I could hear him flipping stuff, and I think even Vance at one point was like, "No, dude, I don't know, man. It's like the best diffuser of all time." Like I feel like he knew as well. He was like, I wonder where he's going with this.
Yeah, right. Like wondering, like how much lava's gonna flow from this.
But when he was like, "I'm gonna throw your fucking makeup in the porta potty," I was just like, nah, he won't do that. And I think I even turned to Letty and I was like, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. So when he did it, I was like, he didn't do that.
Damnation.
He didn't do that. Yeah, and then at one point, yeah, damnation. I was just like, when they told us to come down, because it was getting pretty fucking heated.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I'm just gonna say this right now. I have absolutely nothing against Daniel. You know, when you're in
not at all.
You know, kind of stuff like that. It's just, I kind of want to say that because I feel like some fans might be like, "Ooh, he really fucking hates Daniel."
Yeah, that's just people who watched a little too much stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Get into it too much.
Because he hugged you and dapped you up when he left. I have it on my video too.
Yeah. And I hit him up after Fish Tank as well. Like, just say like, I'm looking forward to his like content and stuff. I do actually relate to him quite a bit. I really like him. And so when we went down, the first thing Letty did was go and check the makeup, and when she turned back, the face on her was like I actually thought Letty was gonna leave after that. I was like, yeah, damn. So
I'm surprised she made it to top 2, man. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, I know, and she deserves it. Like, that was really good. But so this was the turning point for me where I was just like, I don't give a fuck from here. I was like, we came into the room and Jet's just like, Daniel, you know the contract. If you hit anyone, you're out of here. And then I was in front of Letty going into that room because I was just putting myself in front of her just in case.
Yeah, for sure.
Hit her just in case. And as soon as Jet said that, you can look back on the clip, I just walk away. But in my head, I was just like, oh, I could get away with anything in this house. I could do anything.
Jet didn't know what he unleashed right there.
And I was like, this is awesome.
Fuck yeah.
So from that point, I was like, I am just going to be the absolute cunt. Like, the absolute worst. So once they had the, like, it was Tyson who threw all this stuff down, and I would like give them loot boxes if they did this. Daniel was kind of like, I saw it in his face. He kind of like went white, like he went like pale a little bit. He was just like, oh my fucking god, that guy, he did it, not Letty. He did it, kind of thing, in his head. Yeah. And he was like, the way he couldn't keep eye contact with me. He was kind of like looking down at the kitchen. And I was like, it's just out of frame, unfortunately, in the cameras. But I was just like smiling and just like, just looking at everyone. And it was so good. You look around, you look at Daniel. He's just realized that I caused absolutely havoc. You look at Sylvia, she's pissed off because, Sylvia was pissed off because I threw her clothes on the blow-up doll down in the basement. Josie was like pretty much on the brink of tears since I threw her plushies out on the ground. You know, Simon was like kind of like, why did you do this, man? Like, we could have just thrown out water bottles, bro. Like, that's the look he was giving me. And then like who else do we have? I think that's it. Like, but like, it's like they all.
You
Vance
were there with
just,
Frank too.
Yeah, Vance. Oh no, Frank wasn't there. Oh no, he was there on the last day. But when I was throwing, when stuff. Was
not when you were there, because he definitely would have taken part in that.
Oh yeah, I think he would. Yeah, he would have been on my side. Fucking. I know, but but like, Vance was kind of like just playing with it. That's when he was like, "Wait, so you threw my drum set down there?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he's just like, "Damn, man." But see, that's a good example of how Vance knows. Like, he knows like to do that kind of connection, because he knew. I think he deep down knew that it was going to come back up. Kind of thing. Like, they went obviously like all those plushies, the Josie plushies. I really wish they just started again and just gave them to her throughout the week. But they just gave them all back to her.
Her $1 million plushies.
Yeah. But from that point, Daniel was just like kind of scared of me. Like, not scared. I don't think he was scared. I think he was playing it a little bit. I don't know how to say it.
It was definitely he did not want to throw gas on any type of fire. You know what I mean? Because at that point he definitely just fizzled it out. And I remember even on his departure, he was like telling Letty, he was like, "Hey, if you want a fish buck for all that, you know."
Yeah, she told me he gave her 2 So I reckon that was very nice.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He could have just left.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so that was very nice. But one of my favorite moments during that whole part is the TTS, where it's like you should start doing push-ups in that room. Even Simon was like, let's do this. Let's do that. Like, Simon was against everything that I did, but like, he was like, yeah, that's fucking amazing. Like, kind of thing. So when I did push-ups, the reaction from those guys is absolutely amazing. I really didn't give a fuck at that point. Like, I was like, to a point of a degree where I was just like, I could fuck around with people and have no repercussion with it. Like, you never give an Australian that choice.
Oh, fuck yeah. Y'all don't fuck around. Aussies, boy.
Yeah.
As chaotic as the house got, everybody's wondering, and I know you've been asked this before. I was actually asked by fans of yours to ask you a very thorough descriptive summary on the smell of the fish tank house.
I love how you have a Reddit fan base that wants to know the
because sometimes I ask people like what they want to ask people, and that was one of the most updated questions. The people want to know.
I'll be honest, like, I think everyone else would be really affected by the smell. I think the only reason I didn't is because the first 8 years of my work life, I was working in an abattoir for like 8 years, from like 16 to like 22. When you work in like a place like that, at an abattoir, like where they're like cutting up, like, it's like a big butchery,
like a big slaughter, like a glorified slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse. That's not butchers. It's slaughterhouse. And the smells from that are so bad. You just get used to everything, you know. And I do a lot of camping, like up north, and we do roughing it. Like, I went on to an island for like a week. You don't have showers or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, you just swim in the ocean and that's it. So I don't think it affected me as much as people would think, but it got really musky when everyone was running around in that piece of shit challenge. I could smell it. Like, I think that was the worst.
And the alcohol mixed with it.
The estrogen gel. I think that was just normal jelly, and they really gaslighted them into thinking it was like estrogen gel.
Yeah.
But when that came out, it had a smell to it that mixed with alcohol sweats, and someone was farting up there. It was really bad. But
who do you think it was? Call them out now.
It's probably I don't really know. I would say it was Chip, but because it only started when he came along.
Oh yeah.
But and he has like this smell on him that was like smokers alcohol smell, like that really smoke,
a dive bar.
Kind of thing.
That they do like country music karaoke at.
Yeah, but without a doubt, the worst smell in the entire house was when me and Frank did the food fight. That got smelly so quick. So fucking quick. It smelled like a really musky bolognese. Like, it's like someone made bolognese and left it out for like 2 weeks. It was like a rotting smell because there was stuff in the fridge that was just like I reckon there was, all right.
What the fuck did you eat there?
I really, yeah, I was just like, oh man, I didn't eat anything the whole time I was there because the first time I actually like looked into the fridge, I was just like, what the fuck? Like all this shit's like, some of it was like expired. Like, so there was this turkey mince. It was like a turkey slices or something.
Yeah.
I reckon that was in the house from day one. And when turkey's like chicken, when it goes off, man, it starts to like get that fucking stench.
That slime to it as well.
Yeah, that slime to it. So I think that ended up getting thrown around during the food fight. And it just, oh man. Like I said, I've been working, I worked in the abattoir for 8 years.
But that's what got
smell every smell. But that's what got me. And
think they're gonna have to burn that fucking house down before season 2.
Yeah, but it's so funny because the first day I got there, I wanted to make myself a sandwich kind of thing at one point. And I remember opening it, and my girlfriend mentions this all the time. She's just like, this was so funny. She watched it live. She said, I was making a sandwich. I took it out and I was like, oh, like kind of like turkey. And I like smelt it. I was like, and then I just like ditched it back into the fridge. And apparently the chat was just like, he just put it back in the fridge. What the fuck?
They can eat this shit.
And it really was. Yeah, exactly. It was amazing. Yeah, just really musky. I think Chris as well has like, because he's a big guy, like he has like that.
I was gonna ask, I was like, was it like, because everybody's always asking, like, did he have a particular kind of like odor or whatever? I mean, I know he's a cool guy, but you know, like he's chill and stuff, but it's just one of those like, I was like, man, I don't think I would have been sitting on that couch. You know?
Yeah, exactly. See, I was this is actually a really really cool thing about Fatty that a lot of people won't know about this. It was after the piece of shit challenge. Jet said like, would you be keen for one more day? Like, just ask us when you want to leave. And I was also like, I think I could stay for one more day. And he's like, really good, because we're going to have another freeloader. And we're bringing this person called Airsoft Fatty. You heard of him? And I'm just like, Airsoft Fatty,
yeah.
Like, because at this point we didn't have any like celebrity, but like you know, internet like kind of fame people. And when they said him, I was just like, really?
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I was gonna stay anyway. But when he came in, I was kind of like, he's like larger than life kind of thing. He's so like fun. And when he was there, he didn't drop his like Airsoft Fatty name or anything like that. He's just going by Chris. So I was like, all right, I'm a pretty decent fan of him. I like his stuff. Like, and I like the iDubbbz documentary that he had. Like, all iDubbbz hate aside, that documentary is really, really fucking well done.
No, it's very well put together. And that shit, because if you saw, I have a video, my Airsoft Fatty video, where he's talking about the fucking drama and shit, and you're like, yeah, that was a pretty good documentary though. And I was like, oh, that's fucking great. At the very end, you hit him with that. He's like, yeah, and you know what? I'm not gonna say anything else, you know. And then you're just like, yeah, it was a pretty good documentary though. It's pretty good.
Yeah, because I wanted to coach you into like chatting a little bit about it, because but I didn't want to come off as like this, like I knew him.
Yeah,
you know, like I was just like, so what do you do, man? Like, kind of thing. And then like when I actually didn't know at the time that he had any beef with iDubbbz, so I was just like, I feel like the fans might want to know this. So I was just like, so what happened, like, kind of thing.
I'm glad you did that too.
And that's kind of when he opened up a little bit. And out of all the things that Chris has done, I think Fish Tank will go down as like his greatest accomplishment, without a doubt. I want to say this as well. I think like a lot of people have a misconception of like Sam and the MDE crew being this huge, massive, controversial group, but they didn't have to leave Chris in that house for an entire month. You know, the guy's homeless. They didn't have to fly me out from Australia to America to do a small bit. They didn't have to, you know, like give Simon a really very good like performance he put on. Like Simon's one of my favorite people that like from the Fish Tank. You know, I know I meme on him a little bit, but like
no.
Really
it's
cool
just that's what you love about him. He can take the heat though, if not dish it out better. That's what I fucking love him. Like, he's a comedian. He's good.
If you're going into, since being out of the Fish Tank, a lot of people have like asked me, you know, how much money you made and stuff like that. I want to tell people right now, and you'll agree with this, if you're doing YouTube, if you're doing any of that kind of stuff for money, don't do it. Don't do it. Like it's you're doing it for the experience and the opportunity kind of thing. If you think of money all the time, money's great. You know, money makes the world go round. But
it funds our necessities and what we enjoy for sure. But it's one of those, I agree, because I feel like if you're gonna chase that shit, it's gonna wear you out faster. It's gonna make you lose your passion, and you're gonna be more doubting yourself more and asking yourself, why am I doing this, rather than finding the passion.
Exactly. I think when Chris went into that fish tank, you know, as much money as he wants, as like the guy like needs money. I don't think he thought about that the entire time he was in the fish tank. He was cooking, bro. Like, yeah, I'm really proud of him, and I think out of the fish tank, like he benefited the most. Like I know a lot of people might got sick of him being in there for too long, but it made it so much better, man.
It did.
Like it was like
it absolutely did.
made it unbearable to stay there with the stench that was coming from him, and like him singing Simple Man. I knew it was annoying the other fish.
Yeah.
I asked Vance, I was just like, so what do you think about Chris? And he's just like, I like him. He's a nice dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to get really annoyed at him very quick. And that's the thing about Chris. He's got so much he's like
he's like a real life. Yeah, he's literally a character almost. Like it was like he was written into this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think Fish Tank's perfect. Like Sam and Jet said that they're thinking of bringing him back.
Yeah, they should. He's a natural entertainer. Like I guarantee if he was off the show, everybody would have been bitching more, saying it's a little too quiet.
Yeah, 100%. Because when John left the show, that's exactly what happened. Like people were like, there's multiple people who were just like, they thought that was it. Like what else do you do? Even I was like, man, I really wanted to meet John. It would have been really cool. Like, cause he's someone who's very easy to convince, like to gaslight,
and to talk to really as well, because he probably would have as soon as you walked in the house, he would have been asking you questions about like everything.
All right, and like seeing the way he talks about Australia outside of the fish tank, like he wants to go box a kangaroo. He reckons they do push-ups all day.
Oh, fuck.
He's a funny motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
He's but I already had a list of bits that I wanted to do with him, and one of the things I wanted to do, because me and him would have, like, if he was still there, I reckon me and him would have woken up quite early to, you know, do workout or something.
Hell yeah.
But like one of the things I wanted it to do, I wanted to like convince him that I was evil. So if he passed me the Bible, I was going to act like it burns me. Like I was going to drop the Bible. I was like, oh shit, what's on that?
That's
like,
fucking great.
Yeah.
If you see sunlight, they're like, wow, it's really bright out here. I like the darkness for some reason.
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you want to go hang in the garage? I just like it in there for some reason.
But can we go in the garage at nighttime and just don't turn on the lights at all? Have some candles set up or something.
Hell yeah, when they did that fucking ritual, you saw that shit? That was fucking
that was
nuts,
amazing.
Dude.
When I left, the one thing I've said to a lot of people, like personally, when I left, and the following week when like Emp Lemon, Alex, Dontarius, like all these people came in, I was just like, oh man, I wish I'd just stayed a little bit longer. Like,
yeah, I was excited to see Brandon Buckingham. I'm a huge Buckingham fan.
Yeah, same. But I always knew he was eventually gonna hop on that whole crew. Like the Providence crew, you know, like
just like you said, everybody talks shit about the MDE crew. I haven't contacted any of like Jet or any of them personally. It was just Simon who contacted him, because he doesn't even follow me or anything like that. And he gave Simon the approval, so obviously he was like, yeah, he checked, you know, the stuff out and was like totally cool with it. And I was like, for him to give a nobody like me like approval on that,
I think we've got heaps of similarities actually.
Yeah, man, like it's really cool talking with you on this kind of level too. Like, but like I think
we're quite the same, eh? Like, cause I know there's like going to be a few fans watching this, and I've started a question, and like I said, I just go on a tangent. I think we're perfect, bro. We start a podcast.
Bro, any day. Are you kidding me? You actually touched on something that I was going to ask that I asked Simon as well, and I'm really glad you did, giving your perspective on MDE MDE and Sam and the crew. Of course, you heard all the controversial stuff about them at first, and you weren't really too familiar with them. Are you more of a fan of MDE and Sam now? What do you think of Sam and Mr. Goldstriker after all the Fish Tank 42 days is said and done? What do you think of him now?
I really do need to sit down and watch World Peace. I've only seen a few clips since I've been out of the fish tank, but it's like, man, they're creating gold. Like, it's so funny.
I thought
feel
that
like
you saw it because your editing style when you were pouring the shit on your head, I thought you were an MDE fan. You will love I thought you were inspired by them.
Yeah, no, I'm really a big fan now. Which is great. It's kind of funny. Like, I feel like there's a lot of MDE fans out there probably like, just like, this guy doesn't even know who the fuck they are. Man, he got on the show. Like,
and you did amazing.
That's probably what they're looking for, you know. I think that's why me and Simon, like, Jet has already said, like, his favorite part was like when me and Simon came into the camping challenge, because it was such a a shit show with the plumbing and that, but like, it was just so funny bringing in two people that didn't really have.
You guys shook shit up. You guys added so much entertainment, and I don't know if you remember this, you probably don't know, but Josie actually said you were one of her favorite people, right next to Daniel. Like, you were one of her top 3. So that was pretty cool that you say you thought you terrorized her, but everybody loved you. You were actually one of the highest rated. The fish were talking about which freeloaders they liked the most. You were the highest rated.
Yeah, like that means so much to me. I'm a big guy, but like, you know, I'm a bit of a softie. So when Josie, when I all got clips, like Josie said like her top 3 people that she's met in the fish tank, and I was like the 3rd person.
Mm-hmm.
Lady said she really misses me, and then Vance just before he left, he was just like really appreciated of me there, and that just was like, oh man, it kind of like I made an impact. That's cool. Like, this is awesome. So if there's any chance of me getting onto season 2, I hope I get onto season 2, but I never thought I would be. I thought it would be like more of a like, this is going to be a one and done. But from them saying that, it means a lot. Like, it's like it's a huge compliment kind of thing. Josie was amazing. You know, I almost made her fucking. I don't know if I made her cry or almost cry, but when I threw those plushies down, her face was like it was like taking a toy off a kid. I didn't think it got to her that much.
It really got to her that much? Holy shit! You can't, because the cameras are 720p. You can barely see y'all's faces sometimes.
So I think they need to work on the cameras and audio a little bit better. But like, it was well set up, really well set up. But
lavalier mics,
one
maybe.
of the parts, we'll get to that in a second. But one of the parts that was missed, I'm so annoyed it was missed. I threw her plushies down, but one plushie escaped. Me and her looked at it, and then I looked at her, and then I grabbed my foot and I slowly dragged the last remaining plushie and kicked it down the stairs. And then she just walked away and devastated.
Oh,
and in
man.
I just had this smile on me like, nice.
Got her. Fuck yeah.
I've heard a few people say like they need lapel mics or lava lights, have it strapped to you. I just think they're gonna get damaged, man. Like,
true. Once I saw the challenges and shit, probably. If you came back to season 2 and you wanted to torture them in one way, what would be one of the tortures you want to put these new fish through? Or like a little spitballing.
I would love to be a shark, just because it would be like, that's the kind of thing to do. It's just like, I don't know if Vance came back as a shark, like the black shark. I don't know who that was. I think it was Jet. I don't know who it was, actually.
I think that they should make you and Vance a black and a white one. Have like a yin and yang, spy versus spy. Wouldn't that be the shit? And y'all still could be like freeloaders or whatever, still like do more involved without the suits. But then every now and then...
That's actually a really good idea. Like, have Vance like give like someone a plushie, and then I just like a minute later come in and take it off them.
Yeah, positive, negative, or just like, or even play, or like passing things in between a fish. Like, you take something from them and y'all are passing it to each other or something, even like, or or like blocking both ways of a hallway and shit, like fucking The Shining.
If I was being able to come for season 2, I would definitely have like these goals that I want to set. I had a few goals for like the first fish tank, and I only not completed one, but like I think being a shark would be fucking awesome. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Like it looks
Anonymous
it looks
fun.
very it's very fucking intimidating seeing them in person. The red shark is just like, I don't know, it has this presence about it. It's just like,
I fucking love it.
the red shark's fucking cool.
Oh, the red shark's cool than like the armor of the white one.
Yeah. I think the one goal that I didn't complete when I first came to the house that I would really like to do in season 2, given the opportunity, is to be Schizo Lance, to be this psych ward, like just come in during midnight when people are like, I'm the new entity kind of thing, but I'm just like the psych ward kind of unit, and I just like kind of grow my hair out a little bit and like really commit to it and like start like just sitting in the corner, like connect the dots kind of thing,
like being the crazy Schizo Lance, the Vance, but like when he was doing that challenge, but you're gonna be there like the whole time. It's just someone fucking with him.
Yeah, and just like get greasier and greasier, so like it just looks like I haven't like changed at all kind of thing, and just get
you
like,
hop trains
really
and go from place to place.
And if I see like someone in a room like still up when everyone's asleep, I just go into that room and kind of just like sit on the bed, kind of like rocking back and forth, just like black baby kind of thing, like something like that. Like I think that's like something I would love to do, but I'd be completely honest, I could not be a contestant. Those fuckers go through way too much shit.
Yeah,
and
42 fucking days
30,
straight.
Yeah. Oh, when I was on my flight going there, I thought the show was only going for 30 days and that's it. So in my mentality, I was just like, I need to get everything done. Like I need to because to answer a question from 20 years ago now.
No problem, brother. Hey, we do what we want here. This is our fucking shit.
Yeah. This is getting your watch time up. Like people are like anticipating on this question. But like, so when I got off the phone with Jet, I was like, okay, this is all set. I need to get my visa done and I need to like book my flights.
Yeah.
So getting the visa done was pretty easy, but you have to get it 72 hours before you fly out. So I was like, okay, I gotta wait a bit till that gets approved. And then the flights I booked the day before I flew out. So I literally booked them and then they changed the time. So I didn't even have 24 hours to pack and get all my shit together, which in itself is, in hindsight, the biggest nightmare of it all, because it was very rushed and I ended up losing my luggage. I went and bought a shitload of white t-shirts and camouflage pants. I lost my luggage, so I didn't have anything, no toiletries, nothing, just my camera that I had in my bag and my passport and wallet and one change of underwear. So it was like, it was really, so when people ask me,
you were naked snake there.
I was naked snake, and I was definitely didn't have any clothes to wash or anything. So and because the plumbing was down, I only had like 2 pairs of clothes. So
what a fucking time to go in.
Yeah, no way. Like it was it just added to it as well. Like I wasn't bitter or anything. I was like, this is fucking awesome. But
man, you're a champ, dude.
I think if I was to go back in, I definitely would plan that out a little bit better. Like book way further in advance. It was all a bit rush, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean it was very spur of the moment, but I guess that's just kind of how they were working. Them being kind of spur of the moment in their style. Do you feel like that connects with you and your YouTubing? Because I mean you seem to have been doing YouTube for a long time, and even just like from our interview and just everything, you seem like to really work well at that, going spur of the moment. Do you feel you work best in the moment, or do you feel you work best with some prep time?
Yeah, some of my greatest life stories is being out of my element. I'm a very nervous person when stuff is planned, ready to go, and it's like, okay, we're gonna do this, see you in a week kind of thing. Even like this interview right at the start, I was a bit nervous. I was just like, like, how's it going, man? I'm like, yeah. It was like I didn't know what to say. I gotta take time to listen up, which is great. Yeah, but like it's when I'm like just pushed into something, like say like this was like a really good example. Like it was like just like I just got pushed into the show, and then they're just like what seems to be, they just come up with shit on the spot, and then even like the contestants and stuff, you don't know what's happening the next day. It's kind of like what the fuck's gonna go on? It's like for most people it would be like, on edge and kind of like, okay, now I need to adjust to this. I need to adjust to this. Fuck no, you got to go.
Yeah.
And as you know, with ADHD, you kind of like, it's kind
Gotta be on your
a lot of
toes,
people
baby.
Probably, it's like you make it work for you kind of thing. Like a really cool thing, I was working at a bar. I was just chilling for the day. And then this guy just came in, big Australian, full on like bogan Australian, like kind of thing. Like
Straight Kiwi,
it
right?
just seemed like, yeah, pretty much. And
Hell
then
yeah.
like, he was like, he was just like, hey man, you seem like a cool guy. Do you want to come fishing? Like go deep fishing with me? And I'm like, yeah, okay. I like that. And he's just like, cool, when do you knock off work? And I was like, the fuck? Like, and he's just like, well, it's just like, no, I need to go fishing with someone. Like, I feel like more safer going fishing with someone. I was just like, I only like seen him a few times in that bar.
That man lives
when I
by
was
sink or
working, and I
swim.
was
He
just
literally
like,
does.
pretty much. And I was just like, yeah, sure, man. I finish in like an hour. Yeah, and it was just like, yeah, cool. Let's
Fuck
fucking
yeah.
go. Like, and that was like fucking awesome, man. Like, we had like a pretty cool fishing like fucking experience, and it's just like, yeah, this was really good, man. Like, we fucking do it again next time.
Did you turn that into some content?
Did it again. No, it was just fucking a random,
Yeah,
like
just
a
sporadic.
random sporadic, like, and shit happens like that all the time. Someone would be like, hey man, you want to do this? And I'll be like, yeah, fuck it. And
Serendipity at its
I
finest.
think, yeah, exactly. I think I do like really well out of my element kind of thing. And it's like, the scary thing is like, I was like, I'm going to go to another country to be on a like a product that's endorsed by Sam Hyde, Mr. Goldstriker, you know? And it's just like, he's supposed to be, from my mindset at the time, I was like, Sam Hyde is one of the most controversial people on the internet. But since I've been out of the fish tank, I'm like, is he though? Like, it's like I think I think he's one of the least controversial people at this point. You know?
I mean, it takes a real good leader to see the potential in other people, and I feel like him and Jet have been doing nothing but that, and finding people with kind of like X-Men, right? They've been acting like Charles Xavier and Magneto, even, where they're just finding these people with great abilities who might be a little timid or scared, and hey, you know what? Go ahead and make that a meme. Anybody who's good at Photoshop, but you know, it's something that he's taking. But you know, it's like, think about that. You know, if you're called an enemy by everybody, you're called a bad guy by everybody, you know, but imagine being in his shoes, being told your show's canceled, you're blacklisted, everybody hates you, everybody thinks you're a racist. He's a human too. You know, I'm sure that hurt at the end of the day, and it probably, you know, not trying to speak for anyone, but it probably brought some painful emotions out, but it also brought him maybe to a crossroads where it's like, I've got to do something. I'm not going to let them put me to an end. I'm going to keep going. Perseverance at its finest. And that's all I see when I saw Fish Tank. And you are a fine example of that, because you literally you started by even you putting out your picture. Do you know how many people are afraid to even show themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like publicly.
Yeah,
but you
100%.
put your shit out there, man.
Biggest advice I could give anyone that wants to do any like social media stuff like YouTube or, you know, like anything like that, put your face on the canvas. Like, you don't be afraid of that. Like, I know a lot of people that I've shown my content to personally, they're just like, are you fun being on camera, man? I'm like, yeah, like, cause like if you're not on camera, like, people are just like, you do a fucking video essay on fucking William Powerfish or like William Osmond or something, people are just going to remember that video essay. They don't have a face to the name. How do they know, you know, kind of thing. So it's like, I think it's a bit different being on a 24-hour live stream, but it's like, you got to put yourself out there, you know, don't ever be afraid the way you look like, kind of thing. I'm very curious how Betty got onto the show, because I don't think she looks almost identical. She looks way more alike from Letty than I did to Vance, in my opinion.
Oh, it was pretty uncanny sometimes.
And I'm really curious, like, how she got onto the show, because she didn't, in my opinion, from what I know, she didn't put herself out publicly. You know what I mean? Like, her face. So I'm really curious if I did the same thing. I was just like, I look like Vance, and then sent some pictures to Jet. I wonder if it would have got to him. My idea was like, I'm going to put this side-by-side thing for my fans and see like if they agree with me. And fucking everyone did. And it started sharing. I don't even think I did like hashtag fish tank. I tagged in Lowton and like the recap guy for fish tank, and like Fishtank.Live account.
Fishtank.Live.
Because I was like, yeah. And I was like, I'll just tag them and see what happens. And when I did that, I think that's kind of what pushed it out. And I was like purposely, like I just randomly took a photo, like boom, like I'll use that photo, that'll be fun, that's good enough. Yeah, I think people were just like, holy shit, this guy. And I think like when you come across someone who looks like similar to you, you're kind of like, oh, you look similar to me, it doesn't look exactly the same. But I feel like a lot of people were just like, this motherfucker looks identical.
Yeah, they were like uncanny resemblance.
And then I was like, after talking to Jet, I think it was like when I was waiting for my visa to get done, I was just like, momentum's starting to slow down. I need to do something to kind of intrigue people. And I've got a video that I did like a kind of practice thing where I was just like doing his like monologue. Like he was like, I don't think you guys are hyped up enough. Yeah, kind of thing, like that one. And I did that in my house. It's never gonna see the light of day because it was like one of the most cringiest things that I ever made.
You just had to do some kind of audition.
I had to do something, and then I was like editing it on my computer, and I was like, this isn't gonna cut it, man. So I was just like, fuck it. I just took a screenshot for one of the videos, and I was just like, went on to have a look what like some good photos of Vance, and he has that nice green and red background with the brick. Like, yeah. I was just like, I'm gonna splice my face directly next to his. So when you look at it, you're kind of like, oh, that's Vance. That's Lance.
Two-Face style.
Yeah, it's Two-Face style.
Fuck yeah.
And when I did it, I didn't realize how much attraction that was going to get. So when I posted that, it got double the amount of traction than the first initial post. And when I did that, I think that's when I was like, probably not in Jet's head. I'm pretty sure they were already solid getting me over. But in my head, I was just like, now they have to. Like, this is happening now.
Yeah, that's it's like, this is real.
Yeah, that's kind of the moment where I was just like, this is 100%.
No backing out now.
When you're in the fish tank, my advice to any person that's going into the fish tank, do what Vance did. Have something like nice. Like, don't take like fucking jeans in or anything like that. Just like have something that you're going to be relaxed with.
Something that you're okay with maybe having throw up on, blood or piss or shit, potentially.
Exactly. Like, so when we had that food fight, I was wearing my like black shirt. I was just like, man, I need a new shirt. So I put the Daniel shirt on for like a brief moment. And then I was just like, man, this is like 2 sizes too small. I can feel myself bulging out. And I could feel people looking at me. Even Chris was like kind of looking at the bulges. And I was just like, oh, come on, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, right? Like, you know what this is like?
That's the only time where I actually went to Tax when he was up, like doing camera work or something. Oh, no, it wouldn't be camera work, but he was doing something. And I was just like, hey, man, could you get me a new shirt, please? And he had this face on him, like he kind of smiled. It was like, yeah, no problem, I'll be right back. And when he said that, I was like, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
I was like, this motherfucker. But yeah, he came back. I think Tax and Ben, I think I'm alright to say this, but Tax and Ben made the trip, like made that experience so fucking like good. Like, I've got so much respect for the entire MDE crew, but Tax and Ben, man, they are like legit mega stars.
Just like really fun guys.
Really fun guys. Ben's really smart, man. When I came back on the last day, I felt a bit embarrassed. This is something that I think no one else will get, but I hate giving handshakes to people because I always have a bad handshake. And I think I had one hands, of the...
I get it.
Yeah, I had sweaty hands and stuff. And I feel like people always grab too early. So when they give me a handshake, it's kind of like this. And then, but the one with Ben, when I came back, he was like down in the basement and I was like, how's it going, man? And I'm like, yeah, good. I went in for a handshake, but he kind of like, I was coming down the stairs. So it was kind of like this. And then he held onto it for a bit. And I was just like, this is so weird, man. And then it was like a little bit of like a weird interaction. We were just like, what was that?
Just helping each other down the stairs, you know?
He was like helping.
Liabilities.
It felt like he was it was like he was helping the queen down the stairs. I was just like, what the fuck?
You're fucking royalty.
And I was just coming off like the edibles and stuff from New York. So I was just kind of like, it was kind of helping me down the
Floating.
stairs, but I was just like, yeah.
You were just walking on clouds. Fuck yeah, cloud 9. So what is your opinions about Jet? Like, because we talked about Sam and Jason and, you know, most of the MDE crew, but we didn't really emphasize on Jet too much. What is your opinion on Jet, and what do you think of him, especially now after the whole thing is said and done, all 42 days? What is your opinion on Jet?
It's really funny. So going into Fish Tank, I felt like I didn't know anything about Jet, and it's really weird because I watched the documentary on like Sam Hyde through iDubbbz, and then I watched their documentary, and I thought their documentary was really good. Like,
Hyde Wars.
It's really cool to see their side of the story.
Oh fuck yeah, I love it.
I had no idea. Like, it's really weird. I didn't remember him in there. Like, I didn't know that was him. And then when I got out of the tank, I was like, I ended up rewatching them. And I was just like, funny meeting these guys and then rewatching all that. Because it's just like, they really do a good job at gaslighting. Like, it's fucking amazing. So with Jet, like, this was his like project. This is his baby, without a doubt. Like, you know, Sam has like a lot of like fingers in there as well.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. And he's endorsing it pretty much. And but with Jet, it's like when you talk to him, he just gets it. You know, he wants to listen to all your ideas. He wants to throw his ideas out there and stuff. But Jet as a person, man, they didn't have to treat me the way they treated me when I got there. And I've never been treated nicer in any situation in my entire life. I was just like, I was kind of like pulled back from it. I was kind of like, it wasn't too nice, but it was like
let's be real. People nowadays especially are skeptical of nice people. I get it all the fucking time when I'm just friendly. It's like you. I'm sure you do when you're like, you know, I don't know how it is in Australia. In America, it's so standoffish in America, so that's probably why it's a little bit like that, you know. So like for them to be like that, that's really cool to hear.
Yeah, it's like it's very interesting being around all of them.
Like, so Jet made it pretty like pleasant for you, like.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless the way he is, like in a very good way as well, because like he's like beyond smart. And I'm kind of like, and then you look at the stuff that he did. I was surprised
so many times the things he'd talk about. I'd be like, what does this guy YouTube or Google in his spare time? He seems like he's just an encyclopedia.
Yeah, he knows so much on that. And I think that the ride from the airport to the fish tank, during that whole time, I was just like, are we best friends now? Like, it's kind of like, I felt like I had more of a friendly connection than with my best friends back at home. I was just like, this guy is fucking absolutely sick. And then I was like he just likes talking about anything, man. And he's like all for it. And he's like, if you have a different opinion on something, he's not going to like try and change your opinion about something. He kind of listens to it and it's just like, oh, okay, stuff like that. He's a very level-headed, has a lot of common sense. Yeah, I think he's extremely smart.
Seems very creative too.
Yeah, he's beyond creative. And the fact he can come up with stuff on the spot that can be some of the best content of all time. Like, you got to imagine, and that's another thing. It's like the coolest thing about Fish Tank is all like fan interaction. So he'll tune into like spaces and he's taken some of their ideas and implemented literally hours later, you know, like it's just like, bruh, no one does this. Like, he's very innovative and very cool, very down to earth. Yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna ask me how like my interactions with Sam was. I'll be honest, I didn't really have much interactions with him. I think Sam's a very busy guy, so having someone like Jet is a huge benefit to Sam himself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it seems like it, because he really seems like when it comes to Voltron, he definitely has a good head on him. Like he's really well put together with all this stuff, and he seems like the perfect kind of like guy for him to choose as his like right hand man. You know what I mean? It's one of those where I felt like he's really sincere too. From the way you tell me you were treated by Jet and Sam and everybody on the crew, do you feel that because they've been given such a shitty reputation, such a hard time by the public, you know, know, do you feel like that's made them, where a lot of YouTubers and stuff, they seem to have those fake smiles, fake nice guys, and it seems like that crew, would you agree that they seem like people who have been fucked with so much, who have been talked down to so much by all these fake smiling motherfuckers, that it's like they can sense genuine sincerity, and that makes them a genuine, sincere, but sharp person, because you have to be rough around the edges a little bit to, you know, sense people trying to, you know, fuck around with you? Do you think that maybe it's just made them even more tight-knit and even more aware of like good people because of how much shit they've gotten?
Yeah, I think this is a very disagreeable opinion of mine, but I think they've changed a lot. I think Sam's kind of realized that, you know, he might need to like tone down the I'm gonna be put into a self-defense position, like kind of that content. Like I think he's toned down that, and he's gone a bit like, okay, like how, I don't know how much longer this is gonna last, like,
yeah,
you know, we'll tone it down. But like I think that all the controversial stuff has probably made him go like, okay, well, we can still be controversial, but like kind of
in an appealing manner,
in a way more appealing manner. My whole YouTube stick is to give people a chance. I have come across 2 comments out of thousands of love. Do you think I'm going to get upset over those 2 comments? No, because it's not for everyone, and that's the thing. That's it, not for everyone kind of thing. Yeah. But I will say this. I think MDE has one of the greatest fan bases in the world.
Fuck
like
yeah.
This is like
Fuck yeah.
This is being out of the fish tank is obviously way better than being in it. Like it's like a mental asylum. You know, you just gotta go with the flow. But coming out of it, I never thought that the fan base would be like this. Yeah, like looking at it on the outside, you know, you're just like, Sam Hyde made all these controversies, so you think the fan base is pretty fucked, kind of thing. But since being out of fish tank, I've just like come across, it's not just like my channel is blowing up a little bit. You know, I got 5,000 subscribers now, which is awesome.
You're getting
which
up
is great.
there, man.
Like,
yeah, you're getting up there, brother.
Yeah, but I think the thing that I absolutely love is just the fan base I have now. It's just like, it's just crazy, like super supportive. I've had like people like you who like hit me up for an interview where it's just like, and then I go check your stuff out, and I'm like, this is cool. You're fucking awesome. Like I would love to be interviewed by you. I think I'm more excited being interviewed by you than you are interviewing me, kind of
that
thing,
is not true. So, that is not true. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep it fucking cool.
But it's like say like I made fan merch. It's not about money for me with the fan merch. It's just like I made something, and the Lance peeled shirts is like, I would say it's like,
and those are like up
one
now,
of the
right?
quickest, one of the quickest, earliest merch things I did, because I just wanted something out there, because I couldn't make a video when I was in America. I was like, I'm not gonna put this on my channel. Like, I'm not gonna put like something like, go check out the fish tank, guys, and then just like I do. Yeah, I just wanted that out there, and it was, the whole point was, I was just like, I want to see people wear this. That's what I want to see. I want to see people wear this. So when I was getting messages of people like wearing my, like something that I created, I was just like, it's like a huge ego rush kind of thing. It's like, oh,
no,
this is
that's not ego.
awesome.
That's accomplishment. And if it is ego, it's good ego, because there are many good things of ego. Because I mean, hey, you know, we wouldn't have been able to do half of our accomplishments if we weren't like, yeah, I could fucking do that. Fuck yeah. Or, yeah, I could do that better. Not in a hating way, but you know, you believe in yourself.
Yeah, but now, like, I've got merch out now, and I was just like,
I will be buying.
Do it.
You should too.
Buy that merch.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Buy those Lance shirts, y'all. Buy those Lance Pill shirts, or anything he has. I will have it in the description.
Yeah, awesome. Fuck yeah. Yeah, because I created a jumper with another artist. Her name's Ox Kitty, and she's a really cool drawer, but I saw she wasn't getting much attraction for like this Josie kind of psychedelic artwork, and I was just like, I hit her up. I was like, could you do one of me and I'll pay you, and then we will split the profits in the merch, because for me it's like, it's not really about the money aspect. It's just, I want to see people buy this merch.
Yeah.
And when that happens, when Amp Lemon bought one of my jumpers and then made a public post about it, he's my all-time favorite YouTuber. When he did that, I was like,
bro, that's so
what's
dope.
going on?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know. So it's all these different people that are in my fan base that aren't like super well known. I love bringing people who haven't like had that chance up. And I think that's the same mentality that Jet has. And that's why I will always appreciate who Jet is. Like Letty and Josie won the prize money. Jet could have been like, awesome, cool, fuck off, go back to your side of the woods. They're still there. They're helping them out with their streaming career.
Yeah, she got second place money too. I think she got 20K, I think.
20K.
I think so.
Probably $1 billion. She probably got $1 billion for
in streaming
stuff. Correct. Yeah.
All her simp fucking.
Oh yeah. Like the Josie simps. Like I think Josie's gonna make a killing on streaming.
Yeah,
like,
she's doing really good though. She's getting like even like. Do you see she's coming so much out of her shell? Like compare her to like probably when you first met her and see her on her streams now, bro. She's like talkative and everything. It's awesome.
It's so funny. Yeah, these people are in there for 42 days. You think that's who they're gonna be when they leave, right? Not at all. I think Josie's opened up heaps, and it's really funny to see Letty. Like, you don't understand. Like, when you're on the outside of the fish tank, you're like, who? Like, fuck her. She needs to get out of here. Like, you know, like I'm gonna get rid of her. Like, mega skank kind of thing. It's just like that's just how she presents herself. And then in like the entire,
I thought she was an actress.
When I was
honest.
there, yeah. And when she came, so the first interaction I had with her was upstairs just before I did like my monologue, because she's like, go into Vance's room and like say that you're taking your Vance pills or something. When she told me that, I was like kind of like, is she an actor or anything? And then even Vance was like, I thought she was an actor when she first came in. It's just like she's so unreal. Yeah. I thought she was a plant for sure. And I was like, there's no one like that. And because she's got lazy eyes, I didn't realize she had lazy eyes when I first interacted with her. So she's looking off to like the side when you're talking to her, and you're like, are you okay? I kind of feel like,
I thought that was something she can control.
Yeah.
Is it like all the time it's like that, or is it like sometimes it's wonky, sometimes it's regular?
Sometimes it's wonky, yeah, and sometimes it's regular. It's like that's why I think everyone was kind of like, she must be an actor or something.
Yeah.
But it's really cool seeing her on the outside of the fish tank and kind of, you can kind of tell she played into that evil.
Yeah, when they had that, it wasn't the drunk piece of shit challenge. It was way later. Do you remember when it was just the final three? Vance, her, and Josie, and they were doing the bastard or something like that.
Yeah. Who can be like
the menace challenge?
The biggest menace.
Yeah. She was uncomfortably good. It was like, it wasn't even like, oh, she was being a bitch. No, like it was shockingly and uncomfortably impressive. I was like, wow, she's so good at this. Holy shit, she's really too good at this. She's really good at, like, I thought she was an actress for real, because she was even like skipping around, and I was like, dude, and the resilience, because getting that much shit tossed on you and spin it and yell it in your face and all that, you know, I was like, she had to have already gotten paid or something, or be a paid actress, because how can you have that tolerance? I would have snapped.
Yeah, this gets clipped a lot from me saying this, from all the Letty chuds, but she's without a doubt made that show. Like, you gotta think, if it was Vance and Josie in the final two,
I admitted that too. Like, I even knew that, and Sam kind of said it straight up. When he was kind of fucking with all of them, telling each one the same thing pretty much, which was fucking great. I love that. I love when he did that shit. But it was like, it was really true when he told Josie and Vance, he was like, do you really think everybody wants to fucking see you two at the very end? It's gonna be boring as shit. And I was like, ugh, I can't really say he's wrong.
Yeah, Letty like can really take it. It's crazy. That's a good example of how she was so comfortable playing that part. Yeah. She knew she was the hated person, and Josie was the saint. And it was just like, man, those last 3 days, I don't know how it was for anyone else. It was a little bit uncomfortable to watch some of the challenges, but like it was
oh my god, yes, it was really uncomfortable, especially when fucking Sam threw up on Josie, I was like, oh, because you know those challenges were getting kind of nasty, licking Chris's belly button and everything. Oh man, wow. Speaking of Chris, we have to jump to something. I have to get your opinion on something. Did you see Chris with the hooker? Did you catch that on Fishtank.Live?
Yeah, I catch that. Yeah.
What did you think about Chris and the hooker and her finding dookie stains on his butt? What did you think about that? I need to know what your reaction was as you watched that go down.
It was like a day after working, so there was the clip circulating, and I was just like, why is Brandon Buckingham there with this black woman? And I thought it was like, at first I thought it was like Don Tarris's partner or something like that. So when I watched the clip, I was just like, they did not just buy Chris a hooker, did they? And then they were like massaging in the bedroom and stuff. And it's so funny because you can see Tax, because he's filming, you can see in the 420p resolution, he's got a smile.
Yeah.
Ear to ear.
I have the whole thing recorded. Yeah. He's like, it's about to go down, baby.
It's so funny because like when she said like she puts on the shoes and then Chris is kind of like, so what's next? Are you ready to go, baby? Like kind of like, he's got this like stamp, like this kind of like line on the fucking Pride Rock kind of thing. Like he's just like,
claiming his fucking mate.
And I'm just like, there's no way
stepping his hoops into the dirt.
There's no way they're actually going to have sex. How are they going to get around this? And then when she was like at the cabinet and she's just like, don't want to offend you, but I saw some stains back there. And he's just like, oh yeah, that's from airsoft, like some airsoft. It's just like, and then she's like, okay, because it kind of smelled like poop. I was just like, I lost it laughing. I was like on the ground,
Yeah.
like, what the fuck,
I was so in
man?
shock too. It's like I was laughing, but I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, what the fuck? I have to know if you were there, because you know how everybody stormed in. Like, if you were there with Chris, what would have been your lance-pilled words of encouragement to keep Chris going, to rise the little Chris in Chris's pants back up and stand at attention? What would you would have told him?
I think I don't know. That's such a gold part where everyone's just like putting their 2 cents in, and I'm just like, I would have just been like, oh, come on, Chris. Like, once. How long has it been, Chris? You know, you got your weenie stuck in a gun. I know that much. You gotta get showered, put on some links, man. You should be all good to go. Get in there, bro. Be a champ.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Take a couple of fucking
But, like,
lance pills and wipe that ass and get in there.
But if I was there, I would have just like I would have said to the hooker, I'm just like, so how much would you pay to have scat play? Like, how much would
how much would it take to put the poo on top? Like, what are we talking? We talking another 200? We talking another 400? What's it gonna take, baby? Come on.
He's a dirty guy. Eh? Like, didn't he? I didn't see the video of this, but a few people said that he pissed on the bed.
And then that couch too was like, did it smell? I feel like you could smell that couch from 3 feet away because he was on it all the time.
Yeah, when he was in that corner of the couch, I was like, that's Chris's corner. No one's gonna sit there ever again because he's got his shirt off. He sweats a lot, and also it's really weird. He gets this sweat, like, cause he's like a tummy tucker. Like he tucks his belly button over, you know, like puts his shorts over his belly button.
Yeah.
He has a constant sweat around that belly button. So when I got clips of Josie and Letty licking his belly button, I was just like, I would take a airsoft shoey any day of the week over that. Like, that's just like constant moisture.
How was that though, taking that shoey from his shoe? I mean, what the fuck, man? It's a good thing smells don't bother you.
The reason why I did a shoey out of his shoe, I knew I was only going to do one shoey when the TTS has started rolling in. So I was like, I'm only going to do one. And if I'm going to do one,
gotta go
it's
big
got to
or
be
go
the
home.
nastiest. Got to go big or go home. So when Airsoft Fatty said, take my shoe, Mr. Barefoot himself, and what apparently he put his balls in those shoes, like apparently before, that's what I've been told. I was like, he told me that afterwards, I think.
Put some undergut sweat in there. He called it his undergut when he was yelling at Frank.
Yeah. When I did it, I was like, I've only got one shot. I want to down this drink. And I downed all my drinks. That was not the. It literally. It wasn't like in my mouth, and then like I spit it out. It went down. It like went down to my chest, and it just went back up. Like it caught some food on the way down and went back up, like straight instantly.
Fuck! So you had to. It went up and you had to swallow it back again in that instant.
Nah, like if you look at the footage, I like do the chewing. I wait a bit. I have my mouth open, and then it just comes out. Like it's just like it was so potent of like old sock sweat, and like it was like one of the worst tasting things I've ever had in my life. Like it was like you could not down that. Like it would be impossible to down.
So
that.
it was worse
like,
coming up than it was going in, like taste wise. Oh fuck.
Yeah, taste wise. And then I had like the aftertaste. I had to go to the bathroom instantly and wash my mouth out because it was like, yeah, I didn't regret it because I knew it was going to be like one of the best. In that last day I had, knowing the fan base I had, I was like, I really don't want to play Vance when I go back in there. I want to be a different person. Like I kind of wanted to be myself, like a very exaggerated version of myself. So I was just trying to make as much content as I could. And I was hoping we were going to have like a really big drinking challenge again so I could, you know, do stuff with Vance. But when I got in there, everyone was flat. Like everyone was like just mentally dead from Frank the night before, because him and Vance had a bit of a, you know, they had a bit of a stance in the hallway.
With the shaver and all that other shit, the phone and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Like they had, and like that was like between when the piss and shit was happening, like in the closet and on people's beds and stuff. So everyone was like,
you probably got out at a good time, huh?
Yeah, the atmosphere when I came back on that last day was insane. It was totally different. I was like, all ready to fucking go. Let's go, fucking Lance Pill Nation. Let's go.
You were Lance Pilled up, ready to go and tear shit up, and they were just kind of like zombified and shit.
Kind of thing.
Just
and then that's when I was just like, you look flat. You look flat. And that none of them knew what it was. And they're like, what do you mean by flat? I'm like, you're flat. And just kept saying it. It's like one of the best quoted things. But I just wanted to make content. So I was just like, I want to do something slightly memorable, but I don't know what. So it was me, Sylvia, and Vance just chilling on the couch. And I was just like, does the speaker still work? Like, does the microphone that they were using at the start? And they're like, it does. It's just a bit wrecked. And it was like completely fucked.
Damn.
But we got it working. And I was just like, nice. So what's the deal with these?
Oh my god.
And
bro.
And when I did it, everyone like laughed, but I was just like, I wonder what that's gonna be like when I get out of the tank.
Yeah, and
what's
have you heard any?
I think everyone knew. It was like, obviously, like, you know, it was like it was no way that's gonna get taken out of context. But when I came back to Australia, I was very like, oh, you should have a look at what I was on. I was on Fish Tank kind of thing. And every single person, when they searched Lance and Fish Tank, that's the #1 result. Is that through that whole time, like even with your interview with Ty with Simon, he was like kind of like shocked that Sam said the gamer word. Yeah, and when that happened, I was just like, these guys are really scared of getting cancelled. Like, you know, you're very careful of what they're saying. And I'm just like,
yeah, America's fucked, man.
I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Yeah, our mates are cunts and our acquaintances are mates, you know. It's that's the mentality we have. I'm so glad that got clipped so well. But yeah, everyone that doesn't really understand Fish Tank and that's the first thing they see, and they're just like, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely, first impressions can be pretty crazy with Fish Tank, you know, but what is your, so what would you say about Fish Tank as a whole? Like, now that it's all over, said and done, what would you say about the whole entire project? What do you feel about the project as a whole? Yeah,
I think it's very creative. I think if it was under anyone else, I think there would be a lot of filler. Like a lot of, like a whole lot of nothing. I mean, when you watch it live, you kind of just like, you're kind of just staring at it. You're kind of like, I wonder when something's going to happen kind of thing. But there's always something. Like every day there was something, you know. And that's very, I would imagine that's very creatively exhausting. But it's beautiful, man. Like it's like There's nothing else like it. I'm really surprised it's not. It's very big. It's a very big show, but I'm really surprised it's not the biggest thing on the internet.
Yeah,
Like,
it damn
so
near was
beautiful,
when it was live going on. Maybe season 2 might make it come up there.
I think season 2 is going to be insane.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think the one thing I think a lot of people come out of this is like, it's probably one of the like the coolest things, seeing like Sam get emotionally invested towards the end. Like, he didn't leave that house in the last 3 days, and when he announced the winner of Josie and Letty, you could hear him choke up and stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know if that was a bit. Like, it was just like, this is so beautiful, man. Like, you can't. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like he said, it's like an art, you know.
Yeah.
As video editing, you know, it's like painting a canvas, you know, and it's like nothing's more beautiful than Fish Tank.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in a way, it brought so many people together, and it brought the best of so many people out. I'm sure it probably gave you a lot of fuel for your fire and creativity and pursuing your passions.
But I'll tell you now, I won't give away too much, but I'm planning to do a lot of very interesting stuff on live stream. So it would be very memorable.
Because I was going to ask, actually, because that was one of my questions there, is like, do you have any new plans or project that you want to talk about, or kind of like give little sneak peek scoops on a little bit?
Yeah, I think after I've got another video coming out soon that you might be a part of. Yeah, that's why I ended up taking the interview with you, because I was just like, okay, this guy actually has a like, bro, I've got opportunities to have interviews with other people, and I've just been like, nah, man, like it's just been like, they won't have a camera on, they don't want my camera on, it's just like a one-on-one chat, but they're like, it's an interview kind of thing, and it's just like, I don't feel comfortable with that. When I saw you, when you asked me, I was just like, this is the only person who has given me a legitimate offer, and it's like, then I looked at your content, and I was just like, gold.
Oh, man.
Let's do it. And then I was just like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
this is what I'm going to do. Let's have this exclusive interview. I'm going to do it with you. And then everyone else, I'm just like, nah,
Bro.
I've already done it.
I appreciate that so much.
Yeah. They'll like be like, it's like, how's it going, man? Really like your time on the fish tank. So I just want to ask you questions. How much did Letty get paid? How are they going to reimburse?
they're starting right
Does she
away
have
with
a
that, huh?
passport? Like, leading up to the fish tank, I didn't tell a single person until the day I left. Like, I told my mum on the day I left.
Shit.
I was just like, hey, guess what I'm doing tomorrow? She's
Yeah.
just like, what? And I'm just like, I'm going to America to be on an
Yeah.
internet reality show. And she's just like staring at me
Like, no, you're not.
like she's, because I always joke about shit all the time. So she was probably just like,
Tyson just being
this
a
real?
little shit.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, it was like, yeah, you got, yeah, it's fucking cool times at the moment.
Fuck yeah, man.
I
Hell yeah. So all this has really like
But-
benefited your career and changed your life for the better, and you feel like you really grown from this experience, like from the whole fish
Yeah,
tank?
man. So yeah, everyone around me is like these, like, essentially normies, you could say. And so I do this in my personal time because this is something like interests me so much. So when I got the fan base, and it's like you're coming across all these people that like the same interests as you, and it's just like, awesome. I don't feel like a complete weirdo. I feel like I've found other weirdos to, you know,
I feel that so
with.
hard.
Like
Tight-knit family, bro.
yeah, exactly. So I get where you're coming from. It's like when I first started off, I really wanted to do something like you're doing now, was like interviewing people and stuff like that. But I soon came to realize like my voice isn't, I don't think it's built to do that. And like the questions I would come up with wouldn't be like built to do it. I know you
Wrong.
and another
You're
guy
wrong.
that do it that do it so well. I think you guys like are really like built for that kind of content creation. I think I always like to have a goal kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
it's like, okay, I think the problem I will have is like it would be hard to quit kind of thing. Definitely
Hell yeah,
now.
brother.
Like now it's up. It's like to keep that ball going kind of thing.
Stay in the
I think
flow.
it would be more of I think it would be more of like kind of like, okay, like at the moment I'm in a really good position in life. There's like something I really was committed to is like just trying to make as much content, like, because there's a lot of sitting around, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
I'm
sometimes
sure it's
you're
different being inside than outside.
one of the things that I was a bit kind of like a bit, I wouldn't say annoyed at myself, I can't say that, but it was like you get these TTSs in and people ask you a question and that's just like you're so mentally exhausted, you're just like, oh yeah this happened. It's just like, but then it's just like you're like, I don't know, you give like a really like lame response to it, and it's just like, oh, that person like spent their hard-earned money to ask me that question. It's
If it
like,
makes
I
you
think
feel any
someone
better,
asked
they
me-
also spent $500 on a plushie for Josie probably, so they probably deserve that.
when I got back home, I was kind of getting the fish tank withdrawals a little
Really?
bit.
How was it being back home out of the fish tank? Did you have trouble like sleeping, or was it weird? Did you hear any weird sounds or think a shark was gonna come in?
Oh man, I when I got back, I was like, I got back home and I went to sleep. When I woke up in the middle of the night because I thought I heard a TTS go off, the TTS sound.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I got up and I was like,
Waiting for it?
and then I was just like kind of half asleep, and then I kind of went back down into bed. I started getting these sweats because I was like, there's cameras on me, like, oh shit, there's cameras on me kind of thing. And I was like, oh man, I felt so uneasy. And it's just like, it's so weird. You feel normal in fish tank. Like none of this happens when you're in fish tank. You're not waking up in sweats or anything like, oh, I'm on cameras, like when I wake up. But when you're back home, you're kind of like, yeah, it's like, the best way I say it, I've said this to all the fish in like private conversations. I'm like, it's like fish tank PTSD.
Yeah.
Like enjoy the fish tank PTSD. It really does affect you, but I don't think they could do anything about that. But that goes away. That goes away really quick.
Yeah.
It's like after 3 days.
Bro, like that's because Ty said he was he thought he heard TTS too. And it's funny because he said he didn't hear, the sound, because did you see on the interview when I was like, hey, did you hear that sound that comes on, that little like whoosh that comes on before the actual is that what you thought you heard?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's
Fucking
what
same here, bro. Like, yeah, like not like woke me up kind of thing, like not like I was in there, but as someone who watched every single day 42 days straight, and I was editing those recaps, so I heard, editing, you hear it thousands of times while you're replaying it over and over.
But the best thing I could say is fish tank never ends. Like people are like, oh yep, fish tank ended at 42 days. No. It's going on and on and on. Like I think the fans are now watching all these new content creators that have come out of whether if that was recap guys like yourself, like say like even like the fish and freeloaders, now they're making content and all these people from the fish tank are watching them. Like Ty is doing a phenomenal job, like taking advantage of using his Twitter followings now to be like, I'm doing stand up tonight, I bet they are gonna about to tell them that I broke the tank. And it's just like, that's fucking awesome, man. Just keep that going. Like,
isn't he such a fucking go-getter though? Like that's why I had to ask him that, because you saw he has his comedy venue and stuff, and he's been booking gig after gig after this, and I'm like, man, I really hope that he finally gets his comedy special one day and we all see him, doing one of those big like featuring Ty Nguyen, comedy specials. I can't wait. He deserves it.
When he was in the tank, I was just like, he's definitely someone that I mean this in the nicest way, he's definitely someone that I could fuck with. Like, and I knew that from the first interactions I had with him. I was just like, he doesn't like being touched, and I knew that when I started like patting him on the back and stuff like that. And when he left, he was like, I really don't like the way you touched me. And I'm just like, I like the way I touch you. Yeah, it's really weird. Because Jet was like saying like, oh, we really want you to play on the Australian accent. Don't try and change your accent.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like you gotta be Australian Vance kind of thing. And it's just like try and be really confident and stuff. I think when he met me, he realized like, oh yeah, this guy's like
more outgoing
really like
than Vance.
A chatty, very chatty kind of thing. So it was really hard to pull that back when I was copying him a bit. But
I bet you did a wonderful job though. You really did. There was a time when you came in at first, your first 3 days, a lot of the times, look this shit up if you didn't already, we couldn't tell you the difference between you two other than your socks. It was like, they have gray socks and they have black socks. That was the only thing telling us, because it was like we could barely tell.
Yeah, that was a problem problem in itself because I'm a barefoot kind of guy. Like I when I walk around my house and stuff, like I barely wear any pants when I'm walking around my house. So it's like
your domain,
like,
your castle.
Yeah, kind of thing. So I was just like, it was really fun walking around with no socks because my feet got really, really dirty. I'd like when I lay on the couch, I'd purposely put my feet pointing people so that everyone could have a look at my dirty feet.
Hey, but that was probably nothing compared to John's feet. Jesus Christ.
Oh no shit, eh?
Yeah, and then he walks in the woods too.
I'm really disappointed that he left. Like
twice. Yeah, you saw that? Because he came back. Yeah, he came back and then he left again because he wasn't doing the challenges.
Yeah, it's weird. Like John tent is real, you know? It's just really, that presence got sucked out when he left. It was like every morning him doing the Bible thing, I was just like, this is just so fucking gold. That would that right there, if I had to wake up every morning to someone like doing the Bible speech, I think I would just be like, nah man, I'm out of here. Like,
and how fucking hard-headed he was. There was no getting through to him.
If I get put on again, I think that's why I want to stay there for a month and just get put in and out. Kind of what Chris was doing. Chris was going in and out a little bit. Yeah. And I think that's where you're going to get the most of me.
That man, he was fiending.
Oh yeah, man. Well, Sam reckons like as soon as he got out, he like had a fucking drip, like the dab. Someone bring like a suitcase.
Yeah.
A
dab rig suitcase or something like that.
Every time I see Fatty smoke, it's just like I used to smoke, but like every time he smokes, he gets the same reaction. And I'm like, it's like he's never smoked weed before or some shit. Like he doesn't hold it in. He does this, ready?
When he hits the bong. Yeah.
It's so funny, but he like just as soon as the smoke hits his lungs.
Oh yeah.
The weed there that he has must be so potent, but he does it all the time without fail. It's like, fuck,
that's what I was saying too. I was like, he must have got that good dank or something, man, because that shit's killing him.
Yeah. So when I went to America, that's one of my bucket list things. I wanted to go into a dispensary, and they're hell chilled as well. And what made it really funny, the next customer that came in, he was like a full-on Wall Street business guy. Like he was buying weed, and I was just like, this is so weird, man.
I would like your most potent kush, please, and I would like a little bit of something purple.
And when I was going there, I was like a kid looking at lollies.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that spun me out so much. They've got like nerd ropes and
everything.
Like, they have like
popcorn, nerd ropes, gummy bears,
M&Ms and stuff.
Brownies.
And he was like a proper dealership. He's just like, we've got your nerd ropes, we got your edibles, we got your rollies, we got your like your bongs and stuff. And I was just like, this is so weird. In Australia, it's still like, I think like the best thing you can do if you're going into the fish tank, bring less is more kind of thing. I actually am really glad that I didn't have my luggage with me because like I had Cold Ones merch, like the jumpers. I really like wearing them, and I was like, if that wrecked, I would be a little bit like, oh man.
Oh hell yeah.
But I had no clothes. I didn't bring anything into the tank, so I think Letty got the worst of it.
Like when it comes to like the overall fuckery and shit. Oh yeah, because her stuff was thrown into the toilet. She got mustard all over her shit. Yeah, because Frank stomped on it and threw the mustard in it, and Brandon Buckingham threw the soap on it too.
So I think if Sylvia got treated the way Letty did with her stuff, I reckon that would have been like a big reaction. But I think people were like, because I just threw down like just like bare minimum of hers, and she was really angry at me. Like,
she was just like, I think, but she was trying to. It was kind of like not too far into the tank, so I think she was trying to assert that like coming out of her shell, I'm a tough like rocker bitch, I don't take no shit, you know, I can kick a guy's ass, you know, I go to bars and I have a red Solo cup in one hand and a glass beer in the other to hit you in the head with, that kind of shit. She's definitely a punk rocker, it seems.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like there's a lot of people, in my Q&A, I had to cut a lot of questions that I answered because I changed my opinion about Daniel and Sylvia on the outside of the tank, because I do like what Daniel's doing outside of the tank. I think Yeah, damnation for sure. Man.
Oh, fuck
but like,
yeah, fuck yeah.
even Sylvia, like I got out, I listened to her music, and I vibe with her, like her personality. It's really cool.
Hell
but it's
yeah.
like a lot of people ask me was like, who did you hate the most? In the,
Yeah, who were your biggest
from the
enemies
fish
in the tank, and who were your biggest allies?
Yeah, kind of thing. But I don't think I had any enemies like going out of it, kind of thing. It's just when I was going into the tank, I really wanted to eliminate someone. That's where I was like, I'm gonna get my mark. And I guess I didn't really eliminate Daniel, but I definitely caused it. I instigated the problem.
You helped throw fuel on that breakdown.
When he actually left, when he said that I'm gonna leave, I'm just gonna go, I was like,
mission accomplished.
Not like, yeah, Daniel's gone. Fuck Daniel. I was more like, I eliminated someone.
Yeah, I took someone out. Fuck yeah. I made the game more challenging.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, man.
And it's just like, I think after that, I was like, I don't really want to eliminate another person. So I kind of went back a little bit.
Yeah, eased up a little bit.
But like, yeah, drinking with Vance was probably like the all-time.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, man, because that water gun fight was so crazy when y'all were fucking drinking in, but it was literally like watching brothers fighting in a kitchen, but in that, like, you know, playful way, but it was like, fuck, man. That was so really
funny
cool.
because they saw that we were making so much water. There was so much water in the kitchen accumulating, so they shut off the water. We went to use the water from the taps and they shut it off, and they're like, oh, they shut it off. And then we both looked at the fridge. Just went over there to get the water out of the fridge.
Man, that shit was fucking awesome though. You guys definitely did a great job. Like, you did an amazing job filling in like content and just working in on the spot, man. It was a really it was such a W of them to bring you on the show. I really did. Many people believe that you were just a huge asset and that we want you back every season, man. And I demand it too. Lance for season 2, Fish Tank. Has to happen. Needs to happen.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm all in for it now. It's fucking, yeah, I just can't fucking wait, man, for the next season. And the fact they're like doing it, I think fairly soon. It's gonna be very interesting. I can't wait. Yeah, wintertime. That's gonna be interesting. See what fish they bring into the tank, and hopefully they bring in some snow and just dump it in the middle of the floor. I'll still be walking around barefoot.
Think about that. You have to tell Jet that. That's fucking great. Have them do like whoever builds the best igloo or something. Like two different teams have to compete against each other to build an igloo, and whoever builds the best indoor igloo, they win, and the loser has to sleep in the igloo.
It's the ice age challenge, guys.
Fuck yeah. And you know what? With wintertime, everybody being inside because of the cold, I think viewership is going to be a lot, definitely on the rise. Everybody knows about Fish Tank. It's already got the hype. More people will be involved.
I think there's a lot of people that do watch Fish Tank, whereas like I've like watched other interviews and stuff of them, like stuff like them talking. And it's just like really interesting that they actually watch it. Chris Reagan, he said like, oh, like he was talking about the Froggy Fresh controversy on his podcast Snark Tank, and he was just like, but Fish Tank, I think you guys would really like Fish Tank. He's like talking to other guys, and he's just like, you will really love it if you get into it. And I got this feeling that he saw me in Fish Tank, and then it was like one of the last video essays I did was on Chris Reagan, and it wasn't long after he commented on the video.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. There you go.
But it's just like, you'd never know who's watching. It's like people like Chris Reagan, Boogie, the PKA squad, the yeah, all these different people. And I reckon iDubbbz was watching very closely.
Oh, you knew, sitting there like little hawks, probably even on 2 different computers.
Did you see quite recently, he was streaming on Twitch, and Betty was streaming on Twitch, and Betty raided him, and it wasn't soon after he like changed it to subs only, and I was like, what's going on, man? And
she had more viewers. She had more than twice his viewers.
That's insane, eh?
Yep.
That's insane to think about that. Yeah. But see, like for Betty, she would have like seen his viewers and then seen her viewers and probably been like, this is so fucking cool. Like, it's just like, it's not like oh, I'm doing so much better than fucking iDubbbz kind of thing. But it's kind of like, he is like one of the most notable internet personalities out there.
She's doing better than that.
I look on my, I'll quickly show you.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, too mad. Nice.
Yeah, like this iDubbbz there, iDubbbz there. He's one of the most influential people out there, kind of thing. So it's just crazy. He's only getting like 150 viewers, like, you know, or like even 440 viewers or something that I saw, and it's just like, that's nothing, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that that shoots yourself in the foot, you know. And then you look at Fishtank, and you're like, they're embracing their audience. They're asking for more. They're asking us what they should do, you know.
Yeah, and not only that, they want you to clip. They want you to, you know, they want us like they want as much publicity as they can. Like even if it's
they're trying to stay relevant,
bad kind of thing. Like they want people to keep watching. Like one of the biggest turning points of Fishtank was Simmons getting kicked off the tank because of his outside activities.
Yeah.
And
I think
a lot of people, I couldn't believe it either. Like some of the things that I came across that I saw, I was just like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is like
that was my very
way
first Fishtank recap. That's what inspired me to make that. My jaw was on the floor, bro. Like, no, I wasn't even just saying that for the video. Like, literally, I was like, what the fuck? Is this a bit or is this real? But then as I searched for the video's sake, doing all the research into it, bro, that's why I was like, this is so fascinating. I think I'm gonna make a video about this. I've never witnessed it. This is real. It was on my mind for like 3 days, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a fucking video about this. It's just it's insane, because that moment had me hooked to see every other second.
Yeah, and right after that, they had the schizo Vance after that, and it's like they had the ability challenge, and that, in my eyes, that's one of the greatest challenges they've done. It's like so much came out of it, like Blind Josie, Schizo Vance, Letty eating chili con carne off her bed while arms tied up. You know, Sylvia was like deaf for the whole time. The whole fan base is just like, she's doing nothing kind of thing. And it's just like, you can't. She played her like.
You can only do so much, I guess.
You could only do so much. That's probably why they got rid of it straight away. I forgot what Daniel was doing.
That, or he was just like impersonate John. I feel like that's what it was. Is he just said impersonate John?
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, my favorite, right there, and you just kept doing that at the camera.
The hook of Simmons leaving, then that. It's like, I think that's when like that was peak. Yeah. It's good times. I think everyone's looking forward to the next season though.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm definitely looking forward. I can't wait to see who the new fish are going to be, or if they're going to bring anyone else back to be a fish again, to give them kind of like a second shot at the 35K or however much they're going to make it this time. I wouldn't doubt if they made it 50 or anything, because this has been so successful.
Yeah, because when they said 10K, I was like, who the fuck is gonna do this 10K for a month? Like, that's just like, it's still a lot of money.
Yeah,
but it's like,
you're putting a lot on the line. Yeah, because some people would potentially have to find another job too.
Yeah, when they were like upping the prices, time went on, I was just like, whoa, this is pretty cool. I think even Sam, I think he was joking about this though. I think even Sam said like he's gonna make it like at least twice as much the prize money, because it's very like profitable. Like he said that in the, I don't know. Yeah, he said that in the post live stream.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's believable, because I mean, one, I'm pretty sure it can't be I don't know if it is a bit or not, the whole Dr. Disrespect thing. If it is true, they're definitely going to be able to do it. Even if it's not true though, that he's one of the new investors, I mean, they made $500 off of 25-50 cent plushies, you know, just going to like a Walmart fucking toy machine.
That's fucking wild. $500 a plushie. And then what's even worse now, people are paying $500 for Josie for not a plushie.
For not a plushie. Yeah, just to fucking see it on a screen. So it's...
Sky's the limit when you don't give a fuck.
Sky's the limit when you're a fucking simp, or if you have a simp army. God damn, man. Like,
I don't know, we're connecting really well. This is the thing that I've noticed you and only one other person do. You do it really well. is like you set your some of your questions you set up. You like you set it up in a way where you are looking for a unique answer, but it's not like forced at all. And that's kind of what I like about the way you do your interviews. Is like it's very natural, flowing, and very nice and chilled.
I try and keep it natural. I appreciate this so much, brother, for real.
I don't know. This is legit. My whole thing about coming out of Fish Tank, and I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but it's like I kind of want to flip that audience. So now they're just like, they're a fan, not just a fan of Lance, they're now a fan of like Hyde kind of thing. So like the other brand.
Yeah.
So it'd be really cool to like flip it.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and start this wrap up whenever you're ready, brother.
Definitely. Should we end it with me doing a shoey?
End it with you doing a shoey? How could I say no to Lance doing a shoey? How could I say no to Lance doing a shoey?
Yeah, I was kind of like, how can you end this? How can we
end with a bang? We're gonna have to end with something big.
Alrighty, do we do it now?
Well, first, before we end it off, it was a pleasure to get to know you. You've given us so much information, and man, I feel like I found me a new, a long lost friend, a long lost brother, man.
Likewise, man. Likewise, brother.
Hell yeah. Before we cap it off, man, is there anything you want to shout out or anything you want to, point out there to everybody before we leave?
Go to the Tie-Dye channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Rez. Thanks for the interview, man. Really appreciate it. And I think we're gonna cap this off with a good old shoey.
Yeah! Fuck yeah, let's go. Fuck yeah. Remember, subscribe to Ty. Yeah! 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 Fuck yeah! Woo!
Let's go!
Let's go! Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, brother. Hell yeah, man. Hey, man, it was an amazing pleasure having you, brother. This has been a fucking amazing conversation. I had a fucking blast tonight. I feel like I hung out in the basement with one of my best friends ever and just got all fuckered up and...
Yeah, no, it was really fucking smooth flowing, man. I think it exceeded my expectations. I always wanted to do an interview, to be interviewed is just, it just ticks off those.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah. Trust me, I am honored. The pleasure is absolutely all mine. It's all on this end of the computer screen. This isn't the last you've heard of Rez. Not at all. That's right, everybody. This isn't the last you've heard of Lance and Rez. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Two worlds combined? You Lance pilled everybody. Everybody was force-fed the Lance pill and they loved it. They slid that thing down their gullet and it was no problem. Went down smooth as velvet. Hell yeah.
Fucking awesome, man. Well, I will see you next time.
Hell yeah, man. You have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. And hey, until next time, brother, much love.
Much love.
Talking with Lance is what the great James Cage White would describe as fate. Tyson is an amazing guy, and I have no doubts at all that with his cheerful demeanor and his ability to throw himself into the pool of possibility, so bravely I might add, that he will be one of the most successful people to come out of the tank. With his drive and his dedication to trying new things, I'm honored to witness the beginning and the rise of tie-dye. As you can see, there's so much more to these people than what we saw in the 42 days in the tank. Lance is much more than a clone of Vance from Fishtank.Live. He's a lovable outdoorsman who enjoys making chaotically fun content for all of us to enjoy. And we have to point out the fact that not many people would put themselves out there like that, just to take up a role of copying someone who's on a 24/7 live stream reality show. That's insane already, but to do it in a whole other country, I just want to know how this guy was able to bring those 800-pound balls into the airplane. Figured TSA would have had to mail him those bad boys. Talk about a passion for content creation. This guy brought us some of the best content just by taking a risk. Remember everyone, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and I think the clone of Vance, the one and only Lance, is a living testament to just that. Yet another amazing choice by Jet to put one of the best possible strangers into the tank. I'm really hoping they bring Lance back for season 2 and much longer than he stayed for season 1, because we all need our daily dose of Lance pills, baby. I truly feel like I found a long lost brother. The first time we ended up talking, we talked for 5 hours and the conversation was filled with a lot of laughs and a lot of things we actually had in common. This goes to show the amazing age we're in, where two weirdos from across the globe can be fast friends and share creative ideas with one another. As an unstable clone, who knows how long Lance has until he destabilizes? Unless he's found the secret Krabby Patty clone formula to properly take over Vance's life, then it's only downhill for mankind from there, which is another reason reason I'm ever so grateful for the interview. Big thank you to Lance for giving me his time, and big thank you for Jet for approving this interview yet again. And be sure to check out Tyson's content over at Tie-Dye. And don't miss out on the future Tie-Dye stream, as he does streams that are chaotic and fun and pure entertainment the entire time. Well, thank you so much everyone for watching. I'm Rez, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out. Until next time, have fun everyone.
Did you guys eat and drink? Nope. Didn't eat, didn't drink. That's what it is. This has made my day. Thanks, guys.
I'm ready for it. Beer break?
What do you say?
Beer break?
Yeah, bro.
Beer break?
Be a broke?
No, beer break.
Beer break?
No, just one beer.
Lance, how can you realize